lineups. First off, though, let's look at other Rustler activities around campus. Rustler volleyball gearing up for their spring season. First-year head coach Darshea Gallard looks at the spring schedule and recruiting for her team.
We're going to go to Chadron State University, up to Black Hills, and up to School of Mines, South Dakota. Yeah, so we're really excited to play some D2 universities and just check out what our level is and where we need to get to. We're hitting the ground running, pool, lifting, working out, volleyball, everything.
Sounds like you have all but put the wraps on a recruiting season for next year's volleyball team.
Yeah, we have our full team, currently 16 girls for 2018 fall. We have 6 girls coming in the fall. We just had 2 girls transfer in. We're going to have some height on our team this year. We're really excited about that, and some great players just all around.
A couple of those new recruits are already on campus, enrolled, and going through the spring drills. Cross-country coach Al Lara has been busy with nearly a full team already inked for the Rustler runners next fall.
The recruiting is going great. Usually I get my team by June, sometime after state championships for track. But in December, I just was taking them off the frying pan. I mean, I kept signing. Just finished signing my 7th guy, and I've got 6 girls signed up. Everybody's returning from the squad, the freshmen are. And we'll be led again by Lucas Matthews from Kimmer, who's now living in Lander, and he will be our top runner for the season unless somebody does a lot of training over the summer and moves up. And on the gal side, I'm really excited. We're going to have a great girls team. I really feel like we'd have a good shot at regional championship too. Charity Ochoa from Gillette. She was top 5 at state for cross country, and she chose us over Gillette, and I'm glad she did. All around, we're just going to have a great team, both the guys and the girls. And we're going to be hosting regionals at the end of October. And I haven't decided yet. We're leaning toward either having it here or having it at the golf course, the local golf course here in Riverton, because I think out at Sinks Canyon, if we get a late snow, it could be a mess. And so I'm looking forward to that, and I think it's going to help us. It's going to be to our advantage, home course.
Golf coach Russ Holgate assigned kids for his team. We'll look at golf in the future editions of the Rustler Report coming up. See more on the website at rustlerathletics.com. Also catch the Rustler Minute every day throughout the week on 88.1 FM. Stay with us as the pregame show rolls on. A visit with the coaches next on the Governor's Council for Impaired Driving pregame show.
Are you interested in helping to create a healthier community? Do you want to reduce or stop drinking while winning prizes? Eastern Shoshone Recovery and Washington State University are partnering on a study that may help. They want to learn if a new way of rewarding sobriety helps people stop drinking. You may be a good fit for the study if you are a Native American adult and live in Lander, Riverton, or on the Wind River Reservation. You will be eligible for prizes and gift cards for your participation in this alcohol research study. For more information, please call Eastern Shoshone Recovery and the Honor Project staff, Sharon Wagon or Purcell McLeod, at 349-6359 or 335-3257. Once again, that's 349-6359 or 335-3257. Visit them at number 28 Black Coal Road in Fort Washakie. Once again, that's number 28 Black Coal Road, Fort Washakie. This project has been approved by the Eastern Shoshone and Northern Arapaho Business Councils.
I have the tickets. I'm wearing my favorite UW hoodie. The car's gassed up. The game is just a few hours away, and we're ready for some basketball.
Wait a minute. It's snowing outside. We should probably leave earlier.
This winter, when you're leaving for the next game, be prepared. Take it slow. Have an emergency kit. Check your tires, and let someone know where you're headed. Remember, when there's ice and snow, take it slow. Download WYDOT's 511 Road and Travel Information app at wyoroad.info. That's wyoroad.info. This message brought to you by WYDOT.
Hey, Pam. How was your weekend?
It was great, but now it's back to the grind.
Not yet, it's not. Didn't you hear? There's a concert at the Lander High School.
Cool. How much is it?
Students under 21 are only $10.
But I just turned 22.
No problem. They have Pick 4. We can get 4 tickets for $40 and attend the next concert. Or ask some friends to join us.
Hey, let's see if Trina and Cody want to go with us.
It'll be great. Let's make a light dinner and go chill in some comfy seats. And recover from the weekend.
You know, it is hard to get to Denver or Salt Lake to catch some cold teacher.
All right, then it's on.
Yeah, but I'm not eating ramen.
Hey, how was the concert last night?
Oh my gosh, it was so great. It feels like my weekend was extended.
And tomorrow's already hump day.
Dang, all I did was watch Top Chef marathons last night. I could have streamed that any night.
It may not be a holiday, and it may not be a long weekend, but you can make it feel like one. Extend the fun. From September through May, Lander Community Concerts Association brings you world-class performances monthly. For more information, go to www.landerconcerts.org and look at the schedule of events, or like us on Facebook at Lander Community Concerts Association.
Back to the pregame show on Rustler Radio. Brought to you by the Governor's Council on Impaired Driving, reminding you that buzz driving is drunk driving.
Coach Ken Schwartz of the CWC Lady Rustlers getting ready for Northwest College here on a Wednesday night. And I guess drift back to the previous game against Sheridan. You know, not the result you wanted, but a better result, I guess, than the last time when you played them at their place.
Yeah, it was better, but, you know, it wasn't good enough to win, and that's the bottom line. Northwest, you know, we played them really well up there. They beat us by 9. We had 24 turnovers and missed 5 free throws. So, you know, we're there, but we're not there. And we've just got to get over the hump, and they got to start believing a little more, and hopefully we'll see that tonight.
What is it with this Northwest team? How are they in the standings where they're at? They don't have a scorer in double figures. They've played everybody close, but this seems like if it's gotten close, they found a way to win the thing.
Well, they do. Look at Casper. I don't think Casper has a double figure score either. They might have, but I doubt it very much. Those teams are just very well balanced. They have scoring at all positions, and her team is exactly the same way. I mean, those 4 kids that come off the bench could be starters for her. They're just deep. They're athletic, and you know, and their numbers are down because she plays so many players.
How do you go about then? What are the keys to the game for your team tonight with the kids that you'll put out on the court?
Well, I think the thing is, you know, up there we shot 47%. We need to do that again. That was our best shooting night, I believe, of the year, except maybe against a lower level opponent. And we've got to do that again. They out-rebounded us by 15, and we're really a good rebounding team. I think we've out-rebounded 2/3 of our team, so we got to do that. And we got to shoot free throws. I've required them all week to come in and make 53 throws, and they need to let me know how many they missed, and we're recording that. So hopefully that will help a little bit, because we're 69-70% from the free throw line. That's not acceptable.
Injury-wise, I know that has been too big of a topic that we've talked about all season, but with status, I guess, where are we at right now?
Well, we're actually in pretty good shape. I don't think Chelsea's going to get on the floor this year. I just don't see it. She hurt her back again, and she's going to go on a church mission next year. So I'm going to meet with her. I've talked to her once. I'm going to meet with her again on Thursday of this week and just decide what direction we need to go, because I just hate to put her on the floor and have her get hurt just for 1 game, 2 games, or whatever. And, you know, her defense is, after my mission, I'm not going to want to play anyway. And that doesn't cut it with me, because people change their mind, and I would feel really bad if she decided to play after she gets off a mission and she used 1 year eligibility to play in 1 game. So it will be my call, and I think she'll be receptive to whatever we decide.
I know the flu has kind of run through the campus and a little bit on the men's side tonight. Everybody healthy other than the nicks and bruises that come with this time of year?
Riley's been a little bit sick the last couple days with sore throat, cold, and so forth. But you know her; she'll be ready to go. She's competitive, and she'll get going. I think everybody else is pretty good. So hopefully we can have a good outing. And you know, we got 6 games left, and we're still trying to shoot to get a play-in game, and that is possible. But a loss tonight, we're almost eliminated. You're not going to get a 4th place finish if you have 7 losses, and we have 6 now. So it's a big game.
All right, best of luck. We'll talk to you at halftime of the men's game.
Thank you.
That's Coach Ken Schwartz of the CWC Ladies. They'll take on Northwest College, and we'll give you the opening tip and the starting lineups here in just a moment on Rustler Radio.
This has been the Rustler pregame show, brought to you by the Governor's Council on Impaired Driving, reminding you that buzz driving is drunk driving. Coming up, it's game time, right after this.
Sponsorship of Student Radio KCWC comes from the restaurants of the Wind River Hotel and Casino. Dining is available no matter time of day or week. The Red Willow is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The Buffalo features 4 different choices Thursday through Sunday from noon to 9 p.m. And the Genicoo Cafe is open 24/7. The restaurants of the Wind River Hotel and Casino, located 1 mile south of Riverton on Highway 789.
Your home for Rustler basketball is 88.1 KCWC FM, Riverton.
Creeping up on game time here on 88.1. Let's quickly take a look at your starting lineups on the visiting side of the equation. And that is number 2, and I don't know if we're going to get time to do this, actually. Tala Tuisavura. She is a 5'5 freshman, averaging 7 points a game out of Hawaii. Also, number 20 is Taylor Sayer. She is a freshman out of Paul, Idaho. She wears number 20, does Taylor. She is a 5'8 freshman, averaging 6 and 4. Number 22 is Kira Marlowe, a 5'10 sophomore, averaging 9 and 4. She is out of Shelley, Idaho. Number 33, Danny McManaman. She is a 5'9 sophomore from Torrington via Southeast High School. She averages 8 and 5. And then Julini Da Silva Saw, number 35, a 6'4 sophomore out of Brazil, averages just under 10 points a game at 9.9 with 5 rebounds.
Interesting how they list their roster without the number first is kind of an odd one that you see not very often. I've seen worse, however.
Yeah, we have, and we won't name names or point fingers at anybody in purple right now, but let's step aside for the national anthem real quick. Come back, we'll meet your Lady Rustlers after this timeout. You're watching and listening to Rustler Basketball on Rustler Media.
Have you been thinking about going to Central Wyoming College? Come check us out at Discover Day on February 28th. Come experience being a Rustler through campus tours, interactive group activities, and by visiting with students and instructors. You'll get a free lunch, and we'll be giving away scholarships, housing packages, and other prizes. Families are welcome too. During our parent session, we'll discuss every topic that Rustler parents should know and answer any questions you may have. Sign up today at cwc.edu/discover.
I have the tickets. I'm wearing my favorite UW hoodie. The car's gassed up. The game is just a few hours away, and we're ready for some basketball.
Wait a minute. It's snowing outside. We should probably leave earlier.
This winter, when you're leaving for the next game, be prepared. Take it slow. Have an emergency kit. Check your tires, and let someone know where you're headed. Remember, when there's ice and snow, take it slow. Download WYDOT's 511 Road and Travel Information app at wyoroad.info. That's WYOROAD.info. This message brought to you by WYDOT.
Who are the people who are most likely to succeed? What's the secret of their success?
The first step to your college future is CWC.edu. This is Rustler Basketball from 88.1.
Going through those starting lineups once again for the visitors. Number 2, Tala Tuisavura. She is out of Hawaii. Number 20 is Taylor Sayer. 22, Kira Marlowe. 33, Danny McManaman. And number 35, Julini Da Silva Saw.
From Brazil.
Starting lineups for the Lady Rustlers next here on 88.1. They will start number 10. She is a 5'4 freshman from Rigby, Idaho. Number 11, actually, from Rigby, Idaho. The 5'4 freshman, averaging 3 points a game, is Olivia Shippen. We're at number 21, feeling a little bit under the weather, but asked her how she was feeling today. Just moments ago, she said better, but not great. A 5'10 freshman, averaging 15 and 7 from Star Valley, is Riley Burmester. Number 21, Palani Tarawa, the 5'11 freshman out of Orem, Utah, averages 16 points and 6 rebounds per ball game. Braylee Crossman, the 5'9 freshman from Grantsville, Utah, averaging 3 points per ball game. And also starting tonight, 5'9 freshman out of Rocky Mountain High School, averaging 8 points a game. The freshman, number 34, is Marissa Arnold. And that will be the Rustlers, dressed in white, orange numbers, and black trim. Rustlers across their front. Northwest in the road blacks, the is that silver, gray numbers, and red trim, and Northwest across their front? Or is that white?
Maybe it's just dingy white. I'm not sure. But you tell how well Burmester is by how much candy she comes to pilfer during halftime of the guys' game from over here.
A little illness running through the men's side as well, as Henry Tanksley has missed several days due to the flu. As Northwest will take the opening tap, and they will attack right to left. As we look at it, they'll get a quick, easy bucket quickly by Da Silva Saw. And then the full court pressure. McManaman's going to almost crash right into us, but does not. And it will stay Central basketball.
Not the start you want. You don't mind giving up a basket, but one that is that easy, I don't think, is the beginning that you're wanting.
McManaman, a familiar name to basketball in Wyoming. Her brother, Jason McManaman, a former Wyoming Cowboy. Asked her what he's doing now. As I searched the internet, couldn't find him. He's living and working in Seattle, but basketball not a part of his life anymore as far as trying to go on and play. As
there was talk of him playing in Europe, I recall, at one time.
McManaman guns it up top to Marlowe. She'll get in the paint, have it ball stripped away, going to the floor. It's going to go backcourt. It'll be picked up by Arnold. She'll spin in the paint, turn for 8 off glass, no good. And the rebound run down by Crossman. Even in the turnovers, that one apiece. Down low to Burmester, and it's snared out of there by Marlowe. Second turnover.
Kind of thrown to her.
And then McManaman will be fouled as she goes down the right side of the lane. I believe Shippen going to be the recipient. It'll be out of bounds, Northwest basketball, and a quick timeout by Coach Ken Schwartz. So a very quick timeout by the head coach. Doubleheader tonight here on Rustler Radio as the men will be playing next. Central defeated Northwest by 5 at Northwest. Northwest towards the bottom 4 of the conference right now, but they did what nobody else has done this season, and that was beat Gillette. They did that at Powell.
And I think except for one exception, if you don't come ready to play, any of these teams can beat you.
Absolutely. Region 9 riggers, as we have talked about many a time. McManaman will trigger it out of bounds underneath her own basket end to the left.
She looks shorter to me this year than she did last year. I have no idea why. But
you're looking at De Silva Saw out there, who's listed at 6'4", and they'll turn it over on the inbound. Burmester pulls out at the half-court stripe, and Central will run their offense.
Boy, she got planted as she went across the paint there by the Brazilian.
Yeah, she is outgunned there in height and in weight as Polani will get free for 15. No good. Ball's knocked out of there. And I thought it was knocked out of bounds by Marissa Arnold, but they're going to say Central basketball, so Central will keep a hold of it.
What that did, too, it brought the tall player out, to make the rebound possible for CWC.
Burmester kind of ran over McManaman that time. Marissa gets free for 15 over the top of the 6'4" De Silva Saw, and Marissa Arnold has Central on the board, and we're tied at 2 apiece early on in the ball game. A minute and a half gone by. Nice back door with a right-hand layup is going to be short, and Burmester fouled by McManaman on the rebound.
And Northwest with kind of a 3-guard, 1 forward, 1 post lineup in what they have there. I have a feeling if the post players taking the bench, it's suddenly no post players because not very tall outside of her.
It was a good backdoor play, but Sayer just could not finish it. Arnold burns it into the front court. A couple of 2A former Wyoming high school players. McManaman from Torrington, but then played at Southeast High School. Her brother Jason did play for Torrington. Burmester down, rejected by De Silva Saw, and out of bounds. It'll stay Central basketball.
You could hear that, did you?
Swat on the hoop mic underneath. Shippen will trigger the inbound. Looking. Goes through the hands of Arnold, but Crosman's going to run it down at midcourt. 5 on the shot clock. I'm not sure if they realize that. 3 down low to Polani, and it'll be taken out of there on a turnover. 3 turnovers on Central. Left side, Marlowe gives the ball to Turia Survas. He'll lay it up next to De Silva Saw, who puts it off glass and in.
Yeah, both their buckets of the layup variety.
And both by De Silva Saw. Crossman loses the handle as she falls down. It'll go into the hands of Sayer, and then a travel violation.
Well, you don't pass to somebody when they're like 2 inches from you, and I think that was part of the problem.
Dished it off, and the turnover, and back to Central, facing full court pressure by the Trappers. Northwest College out of Powell, Wyoming.
A pretty campus up there. I think it's one of the more attractive junior colleges in Wyoming.
They'll break the pressure as Shippen's going to go attack the trees. Finds Polani. She'll go out the right side. Good. Tarawa with a bucket. And we are tied again. Tied at 4s.
Well, I think CWC has the height advantage at every position but one, but the one's a big one.
Trying to go down low. Tarawa fronts her. Up top, McManaman. Burmester in her face. Right side, outside Sayer. Actually, that is Marlowe back up top to Sayer now. Left side. Into the paint, ball loose, taken away by Marissa Arnold. Arnold's going to go the distance, put it up, and it will not fall in. And Burmester, the rebound, in traffic, elbows her way to get some room. Still no good. Arnold with a bucket. Boy, I'm not sure how Burmester didn't get a call for a foul on that, as she got to chuck the elbow into her.
And then she was probably fouled on her shot.
Exactly. But they all evened out, and Central has their first lead of the basketball game, up 6-4 now. Sayer to McManaman at the top. Hands it off to Tuia Surva. Bounce, nope. Ball just thrown away. Shippen ends up with it. 5 turnovers in the first 4 minutes by Northwest. Central has 4.
I think Olivia thought she'd given up her dribble, but I don't think she had. That was just a pursuit drop of the ball.
Olivia rises for 15 and gets a floater at the top of the key. Central by 4. Tuia Surva comes across the timeline. Defense by Shippen. Inside of 6 minutes left to play. Sayer up top, McManaman gets a pick and flips it back out to Tala. Back into the hands of De Silva Saw. She'll give it to Sayer with a nice jump move down the right side and one. Kira Marlowe actually the bucket and one.
I think CWC is just fine with Saul being way out there on a high post. If that, that's the offense they're going to run, they probably be just great with that.
Tarawa called for the foul, her first. Dominica Gomes will check in for Northwest. She is a 5'4" sophomore from Sao Paulo, Brazil. And also into the ballgame is Kaylee Brown. And Kaylee, a 5'5" freshman from Riri, Idaho. And the free throw, no good. And the rebound by Riley Burmester, her third of the contest.
Well, Sao Paulo is one of the 10 largest cities in the world.
Never been there. Haven't got gas there either.
Tarawa. It's quite expensive.
Nice over-under with the left hand. Good move by Kalani Tarawa as she got De Silva Saw in the air and put the over-under off with the left hand into the bucket. Gomes with it. Left side into the hands of Marlowe. McManaman with the right side. She'll throw it up off glass. No good. Good box out by Tarawa, and Faber ends up with it. Mariah snuck into the ball game on that last sub exchange. Zay Roberts going to do the same on the next one. Tarawa in traffic, runs it out to the three-point line, won't shoot it. Tried to gun it down low to Riley, and it's tipped away by Gomes, and there's a 5th turnover on Central.
And both teams tried to throw passes through heavy traffic here in the early going.
Marlowe, ball poked away by Marissa Arnold. It will stay Northwest basketball as Zay Roberts will check in. Mariah Faber, by the way, a 5'5" sophomore out of Midwest Wyoming. Zay Roberts, the 6' freshman from West Valley City, Utah. She will defense out there, a new trapper into the ballgame, Dallas Petties, as that's a raining shot by Marlowe that drops from 17 to cut the lead to 2.
Not to be picky, but Faber's from Edgerton, which is a suburb of Midwest.
There's an offensive foul and went down hard as Tarawa's going to pick up her second. That could be big with 4:30 left. And going down hard, taking the charge, was Dallas Petties as she hit her head on the floor pretty good. And for the first time in a while, we'll see Megan Cranebuell into the ball game. Megan did not play in the last game.
Or the one, well, barely in the one before at Rock Springs either.
So Tarawa comes out at the 4:30 mark of the first quarter with 2 personal fouls. Petty's trying to stretch out and get the cobwebs loose after going to the floor hard for Northwest. Gomes, baseline up top, pump fake by Marlowe. She'll go down the paint, be rejected by Arnold, and taken away by Zay Roberts, but then she'll throw it away.
I thought she thought Olivia was moving, but she was stationary and overthrew her.
6 turnovers on Central already at the 6-minute mark of the first quarter. They played 6 minutes. Kaylee Brown, guarded by Shippen, spins to the top of the paint, goes left side McManaman, shut off there. 9 on the shot clock. McManaman guns it baseline left side. Petties for 15. That's good. And we're tied for a third time.
Well, you played pretty good defense that whole possession, but at the very end of it, you gave up an open shot.
And then Brown with a hand check is going to be whistled for the foul. Her first, team second. And it will be Central basketball right in front of our venue.
You know, we talked about the head coach for Northwest. Interesting, too, because when she played, the game wasn't nearly as physical as it is now when she's coaching.
Ball volleyballed around a bit. Arnold's going to back down to the low block and throw it away. She got double teamed, and it's picked out of there by Gomes. Gomes stops at the left side elbow. Kaylee Brown for 3 at the top. No good. Ball is going to be rejected by Cranebuell, but a foul is going to be called on the rebound by Danny McManaman. And the foul is on Megan Cranebuell. Megan, by the way, is out of Riverton, Utah. Silver Wolf averages 5 points a game. The 5'11 freshman. Free throw is good by McManaman. For some reason, our crowd mic on this end is not working.
Can't be the batteries. You got them electricized.
Got them electrocuted. They're on. That makes a presence known as McManaman hits
like
that
a semi collided with something out in our parking lot.
Full court pressure. Crossman has it lost. Taken away by Petties. She'll give it to Brown. Now outside Gomes for three. That one's no good. And Zay Roberts the rebound.
Now, considering all the turnovers, the fact we're only down by 2 is kind of amazing.
8 turnovers on Central in the first 7 minutes of the basketball game.
And Northwest hasn't played spotless ball with the round thing either.
Crossman to Fauber, guarded by Gomes. Spins in traffic, bounces it to Crossman. 10 on the shot clock. Crossman goes to the baseline, no good. Petty's the rebound. Dallas will come out of there with it. Give it up to McManaman in the front court. Down low to Petties, guarded by Zay Roberts with a right hand scoop. Good by Dallas Petties. She's got 4 off the bench.
Nice job walking the tightrope known as the baseline.
4-point lead, Northwest. Their biggest. Arnold gets a hand check from Kaylee Brown. Will be her second personal foul, third team foul. Shari MacArthur will check into the ball game. MacArthur out of Lovell High School, a 5'6" sophomore.
One of 3 Bulldogs on this team, at least of the Lovell variety.
Shelby Wardell and Savannah Savage. Wardell also a big Burlington name there.
Arnold. Savage had a brother who played very well at Lovell as well.
Arnold gets free, banks one off glass. That's 6 for Marissa. Already here in the early going, and the foul going to be whistled on Dallas Petty's, her first, team 4th, so Central will shoot the remaining 2:16 of the quarter as Marissa Arnold out the line was shooting her free throws prior to the game. She got it to go. She's a 76% free throw shooter on a team that shoots 67. Helps out that average. 7 points for Arnold. She's got a little over half of the point total for the Rustlers right now. She'll get a breather with 2:16 left to play.
CWC using 8 players already here in the first quarter.
Alexi Payne into the ball game. She is out of Molt, Montana.
I think Northwest likewise has used 8 players.
McManaman at the top right side angle. Cranebuell on her. Gives the ball off to MacArthur. Now left side Gomes. Fauber on her defensively. She'll run past Mariah. She'll run through the lane, take 2 big gazelle steps, and that'll be a turnover.
I think when you said run by, I think that was the operative term.
1:52 left to play first quarter. Central trailing by 1. Gomes goes to the floor with Fauber. It's picked up in the front court by Cranebuell, and she'll throw it away. On her bottom, and then an offensive foul, no call whatsoever, and contact, but a bucket for Shari MacArthur.
The trouble with that is we're looking up, we can't see where the feet were, in those situations.
Referees let it play, no foul on either player. Fauber, right side, as Coach Schwartz chats with the official. Baseline shot, no good. Rebound by Payne. Central in the early going right now, 6 of 13, 43%. Petties gets free in the paint. Count it, foul on Mariah Fauber. Petty's off the bench, has 6 for Northwest. She'll go to the line. Northwest, a 70% free throw shooting team. Petty's right at that average of 70%. Free throw is good for the 3-point play. 19-13, 6-point lead now for Northwest, their biggest. Full court pressure broken by Central.
I'd keep that stat for you because I don't think I'll be using the dunkometer in this one.
Foul on Danny McManaman will be her second. It'll be free throws for C-Dub.
It does look like McManaman's looking for her shot. like we've seen in the past, even last year with Northwest.
Megan Cranebuell will go to the line. Cranebuell, a 5'11 freshman, as I mentioned, 63% on the free throw shooting year. Free throw number 1 is good. And back into the lineup comes Taylor Sayer.
Amanda, you're on the perimeter. Idaho 1.
Second one.
To counter that, they brought in an Idaho player.
Good. Cranebuell gets both. Have you heard Coach Schwartz in the background?
Oh, I'm sure they did.
Now the officials are going to confer on something with 1:02 left in the first quarter. I think one of them said, we go into Applebee's after this, and the other one shook his head and said,
we're in Riverton.
Not here. So I'm not sure what the confab was about. It only involved 2/3 of the officiating crew, so. Okay. The foul on McManaman. She wasn't apparently in the zip code of the foul area, but she's out of the game now. A nice move with the left hand. Good by Payne. As she took it down the left side of the lane, actually used the right hand on the left side.
I kind of thought she was in the zip code of the foul area.
I'm just telling you what the brain trust.
You called it that way when it occurred.
I had to wait till they showed the bench. I couldn't see who it was on. As Cranebuell gets free underneath, fakes one up, actually just throws it in. 21-17. 23 seconds left to play in the quarter. Shot clock put to bed, and Cranebuell's going to pick up her second foul. So between her and Tarawa, they've got 4 fouls in that position right now.
Probably get Roberts or perhaps back in there, and that's exactly it.
On cue, Zay Roberts will check in after this free throw by Dallas Petties. 7 points for Dallas off the bench for Northwest here so far. Free throw on the way, good. Now 8 for her as Cranebuell will check out.
This Dallas volleyball player a few years ago, if you recall. The Dallas Horn?
Yes.
From Utah.
19.8 left on the quarter. Petties gets both. She's got 9. Full court pressure, and almost a steal as Amanda Mitchell is into the ball game, but they do turn it over. And Gomes will take it the distance, lay it up and in. And Faber in the backcourt spins out of traffic, bounces it up ahead to Burmester, and then trying to take the charge is MacArthur. Coach Beal,
I thought she gave her the step.
Coach Beal saying that exactly, that they gave her room, but a collision is going to put Burmester at the line. 4 seconds left to play in the quarter.
Janice will be careful with the language, wants to stay on that Hall of Fame thing up in level.
That'll happen on Saturday for the Northwest coach. Burmester cannot hit the first. Marlowe back in for Sayer.
Of course, not understanding that power play concept in basketball.
Well, she just kind of went on the court, but the official admitted to it, waving her on because he thought that was the second free throw.
And the ball was not in play.
3 seconds. Gomes throws it baseline. They get a shot off, and it drops.
Well, that was a little bit of time, if that makes any sense.
I would have to concur because I thought Gomes would shoot the half quarter and be lucky to get that off. Well, instead, MacArthur gets it to drop from the baseline. So
shades of old Riverton High School.
Central doesn't play bad at 18 points, but 10 turnovers, and they face a 9-point deficit as we go to the second quarter. Basketball from Rustler Gym. 27-18, Northwest out in front. After this, we'll be back. If you're a CWC student and tired of paying high gas prices and dealing with traffic, Central has you covered. CWC has made arrangements with WRTA bus lines to offer free rides to and from campus for all CWC students during the fall and spring semesters. Just show your student ID and either get on or off at the college, and you're good to go. Visit WRTAbuslines.com for schedule information or pick up a paper copy at the Student Information Desk. Central Wyoming College and WRTA.
Who likes the movies?
Sponsorship of Rustler Radio comes in part from the Barry Cinemas, the Acme, the Gem, and the Grand movie theaters in Riverton and in Lander. This week's movies are at the Acme. It's 12 strong. At the Gem, they're showing Maze Runner: Death Cure, We Are All Hostiles, Jumanji, and Den of Thieves. At the Grand and Lander, they're showing Pitch Perfect 3. Reserved seat tickets along with showtimes, ratings, trailers, and descriptions are all available online at barrycinemas.com.
This is Rustler Basketball.
Riley Crossman hits a bucket out of the timeout, out of the quarter break, I guess, and draws it to within 7. Petty's on the baseline, knocked out of there by Burmester, kept by Petty's, though. Driving, scooping, and offensive fouling is going to be Kira Marlowe as she ran over a Rustler underneath who takes the charge, and number 1 on Kira Marlowe, number 1 in the quarter. Faber back to Mitchell. Almost double dribbled it. Crossman up ahead to Burmester. Knocked away from behind by Payne. Turnover number 11 on Central. Gomes crashing into Crossman again, and Crossman is down.
Boy, that was, remember the demo derby that comes around every summer? Wow. That was kind of like that. Wow, she was completely out of control when that collision occurred.
Crossman, but like you said, in that arch, I think, where that comes.
The thing is, did she even have the ball by then? Is what I'm kind of curious to know.
It was kind of like a wrecking ball, Miley. Gomes at the line. Free throw.
Okay, Billy Ray.
On the way. Good. We'll work Noah Cyrus in here shortly as Olivia Shippen checks back into the ball game. And we'll do so for Crossman.
Let's check out her icky-breaky free throw percentage.
Gomes, 3 points, looking for 4 on the way, got it. 29-20, back to a 9-point game. Shippen runs past the double team, and then
if they can attack the pass long, there's like 4 in the front court.
Well, knocked away by MacArthur, and I'm not sure how she wasn't called for a reach, and now she'll be called for the elbow. And it's going to be
both teams are looking at the official, wonder who it was against.
Well, he was given the elbow like normally an offensive charge would be called with that.
But you notice both teams will look on their faces, though. It was
second personal on MacArthur.
This could be an attrition kind of game before all said and done. Boy, fouls are stacking up.
Faber goes to the ground as she got tangled up. And the ball knocked away. That'll be a turnover. 12 turnovers on Central. And then I guess neither official pointing which way the ball went, so they had to wait. And finally they tell him Taylor Sayer will check into the ball game. 9:03 left to play second quarter. Another throwaway, and that'll be turnover number 7 on Northwest.
The interior passing for neither team has been too stellar in the early going.
Mitchell to Faber, trying to go down low. They do not. Zay with it way out front. Guarded by Faber. Down low to Zay, and it's snared out of there. Taken away by Payne. 13 turnovers on Central. Payne baseline Petty's travels with it. 8 turnovers on Northwest. 21 turnovers so far in 11 and a half minutes of basketball.
That was an interesting travel because she just kind of hopped. Just jumped off with both feet. And
more full court pressure out of the Trappers.
They try to trap you in that court.
Pretty good at that, as my son pointed out last night when we were at that playing the Trappers. As Mitchell gets free on a nice pass from Shippen. And Amanda Mitchell in the books, her first bucket of the ball game, cuts the lead back to 7. Dangerous throw, Payne off glass, missed it. Burmester the rebound. Riley with 4 rebounds. Again, we mentioned playing under the weather. Zay Roberts in traffic, flips it up top, Shippen. Goes right side, Mitchell. Back to Olivia at the top, she'll drive the lane. Be partially rejected on contact. And the ball taken away by Marlowe. Back to Gomes. Left side, Sayer. Up top, Gomes again on the right side angle now this time. Favre on her defensively. Gomes will lean into Zay Roberts, and they'll call it for a travel. And before a foul call could go either direction, they'll call the travel. Marissa Arnold back into the ballgame. 7 first quarter points for Riss. As Crossman will check in for Amanda Mitchell. De Silva Saw back into the ballgame, the 6'4" Trapper. And again, full court pressure. They'll be man-to-man, and they'll clear out as Shippen will run past her man. Zig past another, goes right side Arnold. Pump fake, got De Silva Saw in the air. Goes back out to Crossman. Burmester spins in traffic and has it pilfered away by Tala Tuiasurva.
They attacked the backside very well defensively.
Lob down low. Shippen almost gets it, and she does get it. She battled with Patrice, and Olivia gets the basketball.
In her case, the Sequoias.
Turnover number 10 on Northwest. 6:50 left to play in the first half. Zay working down low underneath De Silva Saw. Got it to go. Nice job attacking by Zay Roberts. Cuts the lead to 5.
By our last Gatorade player of the game.
Tuiasurva to Payne into the paint. Marlowe lob to De Silva Saw. Missed the bunny. And it will be out of bounds. It will be Central basketball. Central trailing by 5, and like you said, 14 turnovers in the first, not even 14 minutes of the game so far, and yet still only trail by 5. Powell has done, Northwest has done their job with 10 turnovers of their own. They try to go down low, and it's knocked out of bounds by Sayer. Northwest shooting right now 11 of 17, helping out 65%. They've hit 7 of 8 free throws. Central 56% from the field, 10 of 18. They have hit 4 of 5 from the stripe. Shippen to Burmester, runs around, goes underneath, and throws it over the hoop. No good, and Payne will get the rebound. Sayer up top to Payne, right side, outside they go. Now Tuiasurva. Marlowe for 3, no good. They're 0 for 2 from three-point land as Crossman ends up with the Rustler rebound. Shippen into the front court, lost the handle. I'm not sure where Arnold was going with that, but
she did it with force.
She did decisively do it, and I think her and Burmester pointing, she thought that Burmester was cutting to the hoop, and she put it where she was headed and ended up not being there. 15 turnovers on Central. The Hawaiian.
And yet only down by 5, make it 7.
Getting free underneath Marlowe on a good dish from Tuiasurva. Savura. Try to get that correct. Shippen, 15-foot line. Gives it to Crossman. Now Arnold right side on the outside. Marlowe on her defensively. And they'll go to Zay, and she'll be fouled by De Silva Saw underneath. Polani Tirawa checking in with those 2 personal fouls she got early with 5:15 left in the second quarter. Zay Roberts will check in. Shippen will fire it in. She'll go underneath. Wide open Arnold. Bucket good. Nice dish by Shippen. 9 points for the former Lady Grizz, and a timeout. Janice Beal, and Northwest not happy with her team after that easy inbound play. 5:07 left to play. First half of basketball. We'll get that changed when we get back. 31-26. Northwest out in front. We'll be back after this on 88.1. What's better than getting money for college? Well, it's getting money for college that you don't have to pay back. The scholarship opportunity for next year is now open online at cwc.edu/scholarships. Get your share of over $1 million worth of scholarships to attend Central Wyoming College. Scholarships can be based on your grades and cool stuff you've done, or how bad you need the money. Maybe just who you are, or maybe because of what you're going to be when you grow up. If you get started now, you can submit a great application and get your money for college now. Click Start Here online at cwc.edu/scholarships. Start now. It's that easy. Midway through the second period, 31-26 Northwest the lead and the basketball. Payne working on Crossman, goes into the lane. Crossman got a piece of it. It's taken away by Burmester. Good job by Braley to get that ball knocked away. Baseline, Arnold. Working on the 6'4" Brazilian. Tries to dish it to Tarawa. It's knocked out of bounds by Sayer. It will stay Central basketball. 16 on the shot clock. 4:43 left, 31-26. Burmester rejected from behind by De Silva Saw. It will stay Central ball.
The volleyball term was roughed, wasn't it, for that
pretty,
one?
Pretty much. One on each corner of the paint. Shipping again. Goes up top, Tarawa. Polani drives the lane. Right-hand runner is going to dish pan out. And the rebound pulls out by Sayer. Payne steps into a three-pointer, misses it, and Shippen will get another rebound. And we got a player down, De Silva Saw. It's 5-on-4 on that end of the court with their post out. They'll find Polani. She'll fire it up and in. Well, they took advantage, but it was just by a whisker that De Silva Saw went down on the other end and was late getting back to the party. It's a three-point ball game now. Payne to Sayer, back to Payne.
It's also such a pretty hard / moving pick.
Calls for the pick on Crossman. Leans into it. 8 on the shot clock. Moving by Marlowe. She'll flip it back up top to Surba. She'll bury a 15-footer. Tala Chuya Segura. I probably pronounce that different every time, and for that I apologize, Tala. Polani into the lane is going to be fouled by Tala. That'll be team foul number 4. 4-1 we are in the fouls this quarter right now. McManaman and Petty's back into the ball game as De Silva Saw exits. And so does Kira Marlowe, who forgot where their bench was momentarily as she started heading the other way. Had to turn around. Burmester gets rejected by Petty's this time.
Very clean rejection. She rejected, just grabbed the ball as she did it.
5-point game. They'll throw that one out of bounds. It will be a turnover number 11 on Northwest. And it will be Central basketball. 3:21 remains in the first half, 33-28.
And as we talk about the turnovers, John, how many of these have been of the unforced variety? Quite a few.
Several out of the 26. Arnold will bring it across the timeline. She'll find Crossman. Now Polani Tarawa to Burmester. She'll run past and be rejected again by Petty's. It'll go out of bounds and stay Central basketball. Boy, Petty's and De Silva Saw have had their share of rejections here in this ball game.
Burmester having a hard time finding, room to breathe.
She's been under the weather most of the week, and since she felt better but not great, as Megan Cranebuell is going to check in for her. Shipping for 3, left side angle, no good. It's rebounded though by Arnold. Missed it, got her own rebound, throws it up and in.
Interesting, she pivoted one way with it on the first rebound, came back the other way the second time and put it down, lead down to 3.
Marissa Arnold, the first to double figures on either side. She's got 11. Bounce down low to Petty's, back up top. Sayer into the paint, Petty's partially blocked, ball loose to the floor, out of bounds. It'll be Central basketball. 5 team rebounds for Central right now.
Did McManaman win a state championship at Southeast, or did they lose the championship? I remember her playing in it. That would have been 2 years ago.
I will have to effort that.
Or was that? Did Southeast win both? That was it. I think they won both that year.
I didn't think I thought Southeast lost to the boys had lost in the championship. Shipping down low to Tarawa. Cranebuell baseline 15 won't do it. Tarawa.
That's Pine Bluffs that won them both, wasn't it?
Yes. Crossman Shippin's going to be rejected out there by Alexi Payne. Taken away and then swatted the other way by Braley Crossman as she'll hammer that one off the wall.
Well, the CWC bench certainly liking that, and the fans.
It will stay Northwest basketball. Petty's underneath, looking in on Tarawa. Gets it to go, and now she's got 11.
Interesting. Her game and Tarawa's are kind of similar in the style of shot they shoot.
Central breaks the full court pressure. Tarawa back to Arnold. Pump fakes the 3. Goes outside. They'll try to go down low to Crane Buell. It'll stay Central basketball.
I know she played for a state championship. I think I did the game, but I'm trying to think.
Underneath, Tarawa guns it to Crane Buell, right through her hands, though. And there's a travel as Crossman and...
That's that 1-foot pass again that does you in.
Yeah, Shippen kind of held control simultaneous. That's the 16th turnover on Central. Southeast did not win a girls basketball championship. They did in 2008, but I dare I say Danny McManaman didn't play on that team.
Hasn't been redshirted for 9 years up here, I don't think.
Underneath, Petty's blocked and fouled by Polani. That'll be number 3 on Tarawa. And that will send Dallas Petty's back to the line. Petty's, by the way, averages 9.7 points per ball game.
I see Shelby Brandstetter coming in, I'm sure, for Tarawa here momentarily.
Park City, Montana, as that free throw is good by Petty. She's got 12, and Tarawa with 3 personals will exit.
After she's ever been to Park City, Utah, since she just drove by. Kind of like you when you stopped at the mall last week.
Kind of like what you do when you go to Park City, Montana.
Kimball Junction.
You just drive by Park City, Montana.
Just that you're not sure you notice it.
McManaman with the offensive rebound on the missed free throw. And they will reload. 1:15 left in a 6-point ball game. Up top, McManaman hands it back to Sayer. Shipping on her. They'll get a switch now as Brandstetter will have to play her on the switch. Payne throws it away as Shippen ends up with it. And Central gets the timeout. Heads up play by Olivia Shippen and the coach to call a timeout. For the 3rd year in a row, CWC's Foundation is hosting their reverse raffle. You can enjoy an evening of food, fun, and the chance to win the grand prize of $10,000. Ticket holders have the chance to win all night. Tickets are drawn throughout the evening for several money awards. Foundation will be awarding over $15,000 in prize money that night, $10,000 to one winner. Only 400 tickets to be sold. All proceeds benefiting student athletic scholarships through the Athletic Booster Club. It is March 23rd. That's a Friday at Rustler Gym, 6 to 9. More info at cwc.edu/Rustler400.
Can you be anonymous like that gal in New Hampshire that won the big Powerball thing that wants to stay anonymous, and she's, refusing to pick up her winnings so far and doesn't want to be bothered?
It's a good idea, probably.
Except you'll be here at the thing.
Yeah, you don't have to be present to win, though. Central with a basketball. Ball knocked away by Petty's. Taken away again. 17 turnovers on Central.
And did that happen the first year?
And then, yeah, the winner was not here the first year. Possession arrow will be Northwest as the ball goes to the floor. 51 seconds left to play in the half. Shelby Wardell into the ball game will throw the inbounds off of a Rustler and stays Northwest basketball. 24 on the shot clock. Payne will now take the inbounding duties, and she'll get it over to Sayer for 3, and that's good.
She would have got bonus points for altitude.
Long pass up ahead to Arnold. Marissa back to Crossman. She'll rise for 15. This is that one off to the right side, and a foul, I believe, on Brandstetter.
Kind of a bad spot for CWC. They've kind of been within 5 most of the half, and now have a chance to drop to double digits in the wrong side.
3rd team foul. .30 seconds left to play in the first half. Payne might have traveled with it. I thought same as usual. Turia Serva, she'll go to the lane. Right-hand runner is good. As Turia Segura makes the bucket. She's got 4. Lead is 11. Biggest lead of the game for Northwest. It was a 3-point game a moment ago, but an 8-0 run and another Rustler turnover. This time up ahead, Petty's. She'll put it up with the left hand and drain it. 14 off the bench for Petty's. Crossman from half court at the buzzer, not close.
Wow. Not indicative of the first half, but entirely indicative of the first half because it is what it is.
I would concur on that almost succinctly, Joel, as you had it looked like a 3-point game with about a minute and something left, and with 18 turnovers at that point. How in the world is that possible? And then a quick 10-0 run in the last, 90 seconds of the half has propelled Northwest to a 13-point lead at the intermission at 43-30.
A bigger lead than what they won by the first time around. And like I said, it was kind of in that 5-point range much of that second quarter.
43-30 Northwest out in front. We are at the intermission. We will take a quick timeout. Come back with your Third Base Sports Bar halftime show. That is next. You're listening to Rustler Basketball on Rustler Radio.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Sponsorship of Rustler Basketball on 88.1 comes from Denver Air Connection, offering daily flights from Riverton Regional Airport to Sheridan and to Denver International in a 30-passenger jet. The flight features in-cabin service, and TSA check-in at Riverton is included. More information can be found at denverairconnection.com.
County 10 is Fremont County's online brand and source for news and information in real time, as it is happening. Connecting our community like never before, County 10 is proud to support Central Wyoming College and Rustler Athletics. County 10, connecting our community. It's always on at county10.com.
Coverage of CWC Sports on Rustler Media is brought to you in part by the Third Base Sports Bar, offering the NFL Sunday Ticket, college football, UFC fights, and more sports on 6 different TVs. There is also foosball and darts, along with appetizers and your favorite beverage. Your last stop before home, the Third Base Sports Bar on North Federal in Riverton.
It's time for the Third Base Sports Bar halftime show on North Federal in Riverton. Third Base is your last stop before home.
Third Base Sports Bar halftime show, 43-30. Northwest is out in front at the break. They led 27-18 at the end of the first quarter, outscored the Rustlers 16-12 in the second to put themselves to a 13-point lead, their biggest of the night. They have done so with the bench play from Dallas Petty's, the 6-foot sophomore out of Denver, Colorado. 14 points for her, which is 4 above her average. She has 14 right now, does Petty's. Also scoring, Kira Marlowe has 6 points, 4 points apiece for Tala Tuia-Savura and Dominica Gomes. They have 4 each. Shari MacArthur has 4. Taylor Sayer has 3. Alexi Payne has 2. Danny McManaman 2. Also, Julini De Silva Saw has 4 points. She had the first 4 points of the game for their team,
exactly.
I think. And then hasn't been in the scoring column since then. Rebounding right now, Central has out-rebounded Northwest, which was something that didn't happen the last time they played. Northwest out-rebounded them by about 13. Central has out-rebounded Northwest 19-10 right now, but they've out-turned them over considerably right now at 18-12 as well to even out that category.
And I imagine the shooting percentage, when we see that, will probably favor Northwest as well.
Definitely.
6 layups in there.
61% for Northwest, Central at 42, and that's a spoiler alert. We'll bring you that here in just a minute. Marissa Arnold leads the way for Central scoring. She has 11 points, the only one in double figures. Puani Tarawa has 6. Megan Cranebuell has 4. And then 2 each for Zay Roberts, Braylee Crossman, Amanda Mitchell, and Olivia Shippen. 1 for Riley Burmester in the ballgame. Riley has 5 rebounds to lead the way for Central. 3 rebounds for Marissa Arnold. And as I mentioned, Central out-rebounding Northwest 19-10. Here in the first half. Central 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Northwest 8 of 10 from the charity stripe as well. 3 ties and 1 lead change in the ball game so far. Another break on the Third Base Sports Bar halftime show. We'll come back and we'll take a look at the shooting percentages. We'll also give you a sneak peek of what to expect from the men's game. It is Rustler basketball on a Wednesday night. Judging by the crowd, a lot of people don't know there's basketball on a Wednesday night here tonight. There is room for you here tonight at Rustler Gymnasium. We'll take a break. Third Base Sports Bar halftime show continues. Northwest leading Central in women's basketball 43-30. Media coverage of Rustler Athletics is sponsored in part by Wyoming Wireless, providing smartphones, mobile devices, and wireless service. They are a Verizon authorized retailer. Product brands include Apple, Motorola, Samsung, and more. With 18 locations across Wyoming, including 2 in Riverton, one on Main Street in downtown, and the other on North Federal Boulevard. They also have locations in Lander and Thermopolis and online at wyowireless.com. Support of the sports broadcasts on the radio comes from the restaurants of the Wind River Casino, offering a weekend buffet. The Thursday through Saturday buffet is from 9 until noon with something for everyone. Sunday brunch is all about breakfast and goes from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with a Sunday dinner buffet from 3 to 7. The buffet at the Buffalo Restaurant inside the Wind River Hotel and Casino, just south of Riverton on Highway 789. See more online at windriverhotelandcasino.com.
This is the Third Base Sports Bar Halftime Show on North Federal Boulevard. Third Base is your last stop before home.
Rustler Athletics is supported by Bach Monument, applying a relentless passion for excellence to honor special people in special ways. Bach Monument, part of the Wyoming community since 1875 on West Main in Riverton, and online at bachmonument.com. Proud to support Rustler Sports on 88.1.
The name you've trusted for years in Fremont County for flooring and window coverings is now your home for Beauty Rest. Gale's Carpet One Riverton now features the Sleep Boutique. Gale's features the Beautiful Guarantee on Beauty Rest mattresses and on flooring. If you don't like it, they'll replace it. Downtown Riverton or on Facebook or galescarpet1riverton.com. A proud supporter of student radio at Central Wyoming College, Gale's Carpet One. At the intermission from Rustler Gym, Northwest leading Central 43-30 on the Third Base Sports Bar halftime show. Let's take a look at the first half shooting. Central 30 points, coming on 13 of 31 from the field. That's 42%. 0 for 2 from three-point land. They are 4 of 5 from the charity stripe. Northwest College is 43 points, coming on 17 of 28 shooting. That's 61%. They hit 1 of 3 from three-point land, 8 of 10 free throws for Northwest. But 61% Northwest, 42% CWC first half shooting.
Just a weird half. You were right in the game. Now you've lost contact, so you really have to. The pressure's really on them to have a good start in the second half. They being CWC.
Right, as Central trailing by 13. Let's go back and look. 2016, Pine Bluffs beat Southeast by 10 in the state championship, so that would have been the senior year of Danny McManaman. And they lost the year before, her junior year. Their only loss of the season came to Lyman in 2015, where they lost 42-36.
I think I may have broadcast both those games, I think.
And pretty good run by Southeast. And I think
the Fornstrom kid from Pine Bluffs is going to Wyoming to play football.
Yeah, he was, as a sophomore, watching him play in that state championship game. Pretty talented sophomore 2 years ago, and now obviously same.
Well, I kept saying all the talk was about, Thompson there,
right.
But I thought Fornstrom was as important to that team, maybe not the prospect, but as important to that team's success, I thought, as he was.
I would agree to that wholeheartedly.
Are you concurring again?
Men's team coming up, men's basketball at 7:30 here at Central Wyoming College. It'll be the 4-3 Trappers against the 5-3 Rustlers. Let me look. I don't know if I got their conference record right. I have Northwest at 3-4 actually, and Central at 5-3. But let me have to adjust that because they should have all played 8 conference games, should they not? Got a little rubber ducky toss going on for some youngsters under one end of the hoop right now. But Central beat Northwest at Northwest by 5 last time they played. Northwest 3-5, by the way, their conference mark. 12-12 overall, 3-5 in the conference. Central on the exact opposite side of that at 5-3. But like I said, Powell, scrappy basketball team. They are the only team that has beaten the Gillette Pronghorns, who currently rank 8th in the country right now.
Got the word from Gillette on that one. They just did not shoot well. And they've got all those shooters, but none of those shooters, which is everybody but one player on their team. Talk about a team with double-figure scorers. Right. That is them. They just did not find somebody that could hit that night.
Central had 5 in double figures, led by Brock Finston's double-double, 12 points and 10 rebounds. Remy Torbert went off for 30 for Northwest against Central the last time they played. So we'll see how that transpires here in the second time around. Brian Erickson, the head coach in his 6th season, taking on Jack Nelson in his 2nd season of Rustler basketball here. Coming up at 7:30, the men's game here later tonight. Looking more at women's basketball, Casper leads the women's standings right now, and they rank nationally 19th in the country at a 20-2 record. Western Nebraska is getting votes. They're 20-3, but they lost to Casper earlier on. Northwest coming into this game on a 3-game winning streak, lost to Casper by 7 their last time out. They lost to Miles by 13 before that, and then have reeled off 3 in a row. They've won 9 in a row at one point this season.
That's still the best team I've seen on this court this year was Snow College. Early in the year, looking like they were in midseason form at our expense.
One thing I was going to point out earlier as well is that as good as we saw Eastern Wyoming and those 2 foreign guards.
Yeah, both Spaniards, weren't
they're
they?
sitting at 3-5 in their conference right now, the Eastern ladies.
But that's the thing is you've got guards, but what was their – they had an inside player, but not much help for her, if I recall, on that team. And heck, Snow lost, 3 in a row, I was pointing out at one point as well. But they're in a conference that isn't very big, but it's loaded.
Well, and next year it's going to be different. Miles and Little Bighorn will be gone from Region 9 from the north.
I was going to say they're just gone.
And Eastern and LCCC will join to be pretty much an all-Wyoming conference.
I think it's going to be better for the teams as far as travel and stuff like that. It's probably going to be awfully rough for those teams up in Montana, however, because wow, is that going to be with North Dakota schools?
You get rid of that road trip where everybody only prepares for Miles, as you pointed out, because you don't really prepare for that Bighorn, and that's no slight. It's just what it is. It's just. It's just, it's almost the guaranteed W on your thing.
I think in high school ball, it always helps that Wind River and Wyoming Indian are together, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Because, you're going to get a game from those two, certainly.
Absolutely. We are at the intermission. This has been your Third Base Sports Bar halftime show. Stay with us. We will be back for the second half in just a moment. Northwest out in front, 43-30 on the Rustlers. This has been the Third Base Sports Bar halftime show. We'll be back with the second half in a moment.
Sponsorship of Rustler Athletics is brought to you in part by the Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery. They're on Main Street in downtown Riverton. They have a full coffee bar menu including lattes, cappuccinos, espressos. They also feature New York bagels and open-faced bagel sandwiches. Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery, 303 East Main in downtown Riverton. You can dine in, take out, or pick up. 856-1116. That's 856-1116. A proud Rustler booster sponsor, Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery.
Support of Rustler Athletics is brought to you in part by Rendezvous Dental of Riverton, providing dental care to patients spanning all ages. Dr. Colton Crane and Dale Sackett combined for over 50 years of dental practice in Fremont County. Appointment and information can be found at rendezvousdental.com.
Coverage of CWC Sports on Rustler Media is brought to you in part by the Third Base Sports Bar, offering the NFL Sunday Ticket, college football, UFC fights, and more sports on 6 different TVs. There is also foosball and darts along with appetizers and your favorite beverage. Your last stop before home, the Third Base Sports Bar on North Federal in Riverton.
This has been the Third Base Sports Bar halftime show on North Federal Boulevard. Third Base is your last stop before home. The Third Base Sports Bar reminds you to celebrate responsibly.
Thanks to our broadcast crew behind the scenes here today. Amanda Nikoloff's new media class. Katie Springer and Nate Himes teaming up on directing. Nick Enos on the graphics, putting that score on the screen. Margaret Rattenberry and Thomas Dent, they're high atop Rustler Gym on cameras, except for neither one of them are here right now. There's nobody running the cameras.
That darn automation.
So I'll thank them, but there's nobody up there to thank at the moment. Central basketball to begin the second half.
We're doing a Western Nebraska broadcast suddenly.
Yeah, well, I think we're doing a mid-court broadcast. So the instructor is up there. She'll go grab a camera. Amanda Nikoloff will be manning the cameras up at the top now. Camera, singular. Ball knocked out of bounds again by Northwest. Someone's got a squeaky toy in the crowd, and it's highly annoying. Can you hear it?
It could just be shoes, couldn't it?
I think it's those rubber duckies they were throwing out at the halftime. Marissa Arnold down the lane, put it off glass, missed it. De Silva Saw comes away with the rebound.
That looked like a pretty soft touch. I'm surprised it came out long.
Back the other way underneath, rejected from behind by Tarawa, knocked out of bounds. It'll stay Northwest basketball. Great job by Polani, though.
Especially protecting herself with the personal foul trouble she's in.
As De Silva, it was, well, there's a, hear the squeaky toys?
So we're going to have a new mic, the rubber duck mic now instead of the two hoop mics.
Well, we give the basketball to Central after some discussion. To take away the team rebound, Northwest give the team rebound Central. Tarawa kept the 1 foot planted.
But it was close.
It was close. Crossman back to Tarawa into Burmester. She'll work on De Silva Saw. She'll maybe double dribble with it, maybe travel. She'll get it back to Arnold. Burmester in traffic. Trying to split defenders, can't. She'll throw it off the leg of De Silva Saw, but there is 1 second left on the shot clock.
It's kind of like a rolling it off her leg more than a throwing. It's kind of
lob. Arnold rejected. McManaman takes it away.
Well, CWC not expecting that. They kind of stopped and had to come from behind and foul McManaman.
McManaman then goes down on her rumpus hard as Crossman got her money's worth on that foul.
No need for that.
That'll be number 2 on Braley. And we'll send McManaman to the line.
But have you noticed she's not looking for the shot like the player we've seen in the past?
A lot of squeaking as McManaman goes and hits the free throw.
There's somebody in the front row that's got 2 of them, and I think he's doing the damage.
McManaman gets both despite the squeaky duck gallery. 45-30, 15-point lead, their biggest. Full court pressure. Tarawa guns it up ahead to Burmester. She'll stop, fire for 8. Missed it. Rebound is taken out of there by Marlowe. Long pass to Sayer, back to Marlowe. Left side McManaman, and she will have an offensive foul called underneath, I believe on De Silva Saw, away from the basketball. And it is.
Which she really didn't need because, you know, she's been pretty much dominant without having to do anything personal foul-wise.
Second personal, first team foul of the third quarter. Full court pressure has done its damage, but they'll break it this time as Shippen will bring it into the front court, and they will set up their offense. Northwest bench chanting defense. You can hear over the squeakies that have multiplied as Crossman for 15, no good. Rebound out of there by Marlowe. Ball knocked away and taken away by Marissa Arnold. Central down by 15, ball loose. Picking it up, Crossman back out to Shippen at the midcourt circle. And they have brought in more squeaky ducks. They're passing them out on the student section. Tarawa over to Silva Saw, missed it, and another rebound, this one by Marlowe, her third of the half.
Well, only 1 bucket so far here in the third quarter, 2.5 minutes gone.
Central right now 0 for 5 to start the second half of basketball, but only 2 points given up to Northwest. Lob down low. Tarawa, that's number 4, will be called on her.
Boy, kind of just a touch foul there, but
Megan Craneville will come in for Polani on her 4th personal foul at the 7:22 mark.
That's tough when you're really being offensively challenged and you don't have Tarawa in there, who is a large part of your offense.
McManaman finds Marlowe. Now De Silva Saw back to the basket, back to Marlowe, runs through the paint. Ball almost stripped by Shippen, but taken away as Arnold knocks it out of there. 13 turnovers on Northwest. Nice over-the-head pass as she goes to the floor by Marlowe, and they'll get the lay-in.
And the turnover coming right back.
Great presence of mind by Marlowe to flip that ball over her head to a teammate. And then another turnover by Central as McManaman ends up with this one. 20 turnovers on C-Dub. Long pass up ahead, Sayer. She'll flip it back behind her to McManaman and one.
That's a great pass. I don't know that she even knew for sure she would be there. Just kind of a shuffle it back as a timeout will be called.
Taylor Sayer behind the back, got a cross behind her back to McManaman, who lays it in and gets the foul. Central foul on Marissa Arnold, her first. Timeout called by Central, down by 19. They've been outscored 6-0 here in this third stanza.
Well, that's the start of the second half they said they didn't need.
Definitely so. Rustler Rodeo hosting a little Rustlers Day. It'll be Saturday at the Equine Center. 9 to 11. It's free to kids of all ages. You can learn rodeo, roping, riding, tying, and more. Rodeo hosting their Booster Club banquet later that night. And the theater department at Central presenting You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. Starting March 2nd. Last performance will be on March 10th. Contact the CWC box office for showtimes and tickets at cwc.edu. 6:50 left in the third. 49-30. A 19-point advantage for Northwest.
And they're at the line to boot. The turnovers have outdistanced our points because there's no points in this third quarter, but the turnovers are fast and furious.
20 turnovers and 30 points. At the line goes Danny McManaman. She has 6 points. She's a perfect 4 for 4 from the free throw line. This is an and one that is good. 20-point advantage Northwest, their biggest of the ball game, and a 7-0 run. Underneath, shot is going to be rebounded by Burmester, and Central will come out of the pack with it. Arnold might have pushed off. Back to Shippen at the midcourt stripe, guarded by Sayer.
And plain and simple, CWC is rattled right now.
Yes, that press has taken its toll on them. But then a number of their turnovers have been on passes much like that almost goes astray. And then leaning towards the hoop was Marissa Arnold. That ball out in front of her out of bounds for another turnover. They've had interior passing early, but the press has certainly had its effect for Northwest.
Yeah, even if it's not on the press itself, there was a case where you actually could have had a backdoor layup had the pass been there and you connected.
Baseline, Marlowe back up top, McManaman. Sayer with it. McManaman now left side. Marlowe runs down the right side of the lane. No good. De Silva Saw the rebound and the bucket.
She was all by her lonesome pretty much.
22-point pad now. It's been a 19-0 run by Northwest that spans a couple of quarters. And yet another CWC turnover, and 5 fresh Rustlers will come in.
Including Brenna Blazer for the first time.
Going to see Mariah Faber, Brenna Blazer out of Riverton, Utah. Also Amanda Mitchell, Shelby Brandstetter, our Park City Montanan, and Alzay Roberts into the ball game. This was 33-30 at one point. And it's been 19 straight by Northwest College at the 5:35 mark. Baseline. Tala out top. Marlowe. Pump fakes, penetrates, gathers in her own miscue. De Silva Saw in traffic to Sayer. She'll be fouled by Mitchell and will go to the line. I didn't see what the shot clock was down to. Was it close to the nubs?
Looking at that, I'm thinking this is the first time I think we've seen that other than at the end of a ball game where they brought in all 5 players at one time. We, of course, do not accompany the team on the road, but have not seen this before.
Free throw good by Sayer. She has 4 points. The lead is 23. An even 20-point run now for the Trappers. 21.
What you really don't want to see is one of your worst games, when you're over at, 2/3 of the way done in the season.
Mitchell, they'll lose the handle. Take it away. Julia Silvera travels with it.
Which wipes out a basket, thankfully, for CWC.
Midway through the third quarter, Trappers have sprung the trap, and Central will throw another one away. Underneath, McManaman might have got hammered a bit, and no call, and the rebound comes to Faber, who is fouled. Or it was a foul. I didn't see
Yes,
him.
it was a foul.
Give the bench. Sayer picks it up. 24-point lead. The press still applied by Janice Beal and the Northwest Trappers. And it gets another turnover and a foul as Kira Marlowe will go to the line. Central foul is whistled on Amanda Mitchell, her second.
And they really overload their front court because they're pretty much an all-guard line, but can then keep a post way back there as an eraser, the Brazilian eraser at that.
Marlowe out of Shelley, Idaho.
Been there.
Free throw is
Didn't
on
get
the
gas
way.
there.
Good. Isn't that where Maya Gillespie was from? Aren't they the Russets? Isn't their mascot the
something like that,
Russets?
wasn't it?
I think so. Second one is on the way. That is no good, and Mitchell will get the rebound.
Right now it's our offense that is sputtering.
25-point Northwest lead. McManaman, another steal. Danny goes around Faber, flips it back up to Marlowe. De Silva saw for three, no good. Faber the rebound. You know it's your night if that had gone down. And yet another turnover on Central. And it might have been aided by a foul, but no call.
Yeah.
CW has not scored in the second half. 5.5 minutes in, they haven't scored.
And that can't be said for Northwest.
They've outscored Central 12-0. De Silva saw back to the basket. Dishes down low, knocked out of bounds. It stays Northwest basketball. Kaylee Brown checks in. Dominica Gomes in as well.
That's one thing Northwest is doing. I know it's looking at the guys' warm-ups as well as the gals. They're really rebranding their logo because it used to be the M and W. Now it's just the N, basically, with Trappers through it.
De Silva saw, ends up with it. She'll fire for 6-footer as time expires on the shot clock. Nice rebound by Brandstetter as she physically pulls that away. And then Central ends up losing the possession again. Got to be tough for Coach Schwartz to watch this on the bench.
Yeah, and CWC with only 2 timeouts left. Well, they're about to catch their point total and turnovers. We talked about that being close. Now they're real close.
One shy of that mark.
Go to the big gal underneath in the point total.
De Silva saw the easy lay-in, 14-0. Makes it a 24-point Northwest run. Central on a drought of epic proportions right now.
I bet they backed off the press a little bit that time.
And then De Silva saw over the back of Zay is going to pick up her third personal foul as Alexi Payne will check in. Dallas Petty's their leading scorer is back into the ball game as De Silva saw will come out, as will Danny McManaman. Rustlers trying to end a drought, and instead, well,
almost instead.
Well, we're asking if that was a possession and a turnover, but we're not going to count it as such, even though the shot clock reset. Lob inbounds. Brandstetter lost it. Petties takes it away.
Now that one would be.
That one was. Gomes down the lane off glass. Good as she sidestepped. Mariah Faber.
Sideways at the end and still put it off glass and in.
Faber's going to go to the distance. Reverse layup, no good. Zay Roberts the rebound, and Central's drought ends at the 3-minute mark. As they went 7 minutes without scoring and then add another minute and a half onto the first half, so about an 8.5-minute scoring drought. And they find themselves down Three-pointer, good by Taylor Sayer.
They're kind of a drought of Mojave Desert standards.
It's 29-2 is the run so far by Northwest. When does it end of the run? When a second score goes down? Is that when those runs come? Blazer for three. No good, and the ball skims out of bounds, and it will be Northwest basketball.
You think about it, too, because the turnovers, they've had very little shot attempts, really, in this quarter because of the ball being turned over before it ever gets to that point.
Well, this 1 for 8 as opposed to Northwest 6 for 13.
I'm surprised it's that many, actually.
Petties gives it up to Gomes. She'll go baseline. Zay all over her, and she'll hook it up top to Brown. Brown left side, outside. Sayer bounce it back up top. Gomes with 7. Zigs, zags, pulls it back out. Left side, three-pointer. Sayer on the way, no good. It skims iron and goes out of bounds. And Central will get the basketball. Shari MacArthur back in, the Lovell product, should be scoring 4 points in this contest so far. And Coach Beal has pulled off the full court pressure. They'll meet him at half court now with a minute 48 left to play in that quarter.
Well, we're talking about playing in state championship. The Lovell gals did, but they were not upperclassmen, I believe. They played against a former volleyball player here, in fact, I believe, from Thermopolis.
Kayla Brown, and a former Northwest Trapper whose father is here in attendance, Donnie Bioris.
He is. Where is Donnie?
Dana Bioris, who is a Northwest Trapper. Petties will be called for the foul. And at the line will go Mariah Faber. It has been a 29-2 run over the last 10 minutes of basketball for Northwest. Faber free throw is good to try to end that drought. Second one is no good. Zay the rebound, though, and they will reload. Good offensive board by Zay Roberts. Faber, left side. Brandstetter. Shelby, nice dish down low to Mitchell. Hooks it right side over the top is good.
I can support their bench is giving them. They've all been taken out of the ball game, but things not going their way.
Yeah, all 5 starters on the bench right now for Coach Schwartz. Payne, MacArthur, Gomes. First step blocked by Zay, out of bounds. It stays Northwest basketball. Nice block by Zay Roberts with 1:09 left to play in the third, but the damage done by Northwest in the form of a 32-2 run as Gomes shot no good. Zay the rebound.
Interesting, they press off of missed shots with its you don't often see. It's usually the made free throw or made bucket, but they press off everything.
Northwest gets a foul. That one whistled on Dallas Petties. No, excuse me, Lexi Payne, her first personal foul. And back to the line goes Mariah Faber. Mariah was 10 of 11 on the year free throw shooting. Missed one a minute ago.
Where's the Bioris that used to play for Northwest? Where's she at? She's out of college, I would imagine, by now.
Yeah, and I'm not sure where Dana is now. I know went to the University of Wyoming after Powell.
As a sharpshooter at Thermopolis.
Inside of a minute left to play, 62-37. We're in the third quarter. Petties tries to run past Zay, and one. Mitchell tried to come over to help, and it's going to be on Zay Roberts, though, and that'll be her first. And Petties now with 16 points, 14 of it in the first half.
Some of those oddities here where CWC will play this team much closer on the road than at home. And I mean much, much closer. And you're wondering why that is. I mean, did they see something not press as much the first time around, or
I'm not sure.
See something on film? Because they have simply attacked, our full court offense.
Central shot close to 50% there the first time. Right now shooting 37%. And 30 turnovers not helping your case either.
But I think you're getting tired when you're shooting by the time you get down here to shoot.
Zay will be
pressed.
Fouled as she gets on the low block. Foul is on MacArthur, her third. So MacArthur from Lovell Played on a boys state championship team that had a prosthetic leg, if you remember that.
I remember doing a Rock Springs game. They had a kid who played center, not all the time, but part of the time, but neither leg.
I can't remember the young man's name from Lovell, last name MacArthur, won the Courage Award that year.
Yes, I recall that. I think wasn't he honored at the Super 25 banquet as well?
As Zay misses both, and rebound ripped out of there by Payne. Shot clock put to bed.
Well, there's that player right now at Central Florida, that linebacker that has missing a hand, right? That's getting all sorts of looks.
Talking about an NFL draft.
Was invited to the combine at the last moment.
Gomes guns it to the right side. MacArthur up top. Payne for three, no good. Rebound, Petties will not get a shot away at the buzzer, and that's the end of the third.
And again on the Payne shot, why is that not a travel? Because she gets it,
the hop.
And she does a top with both feet.
65-37. Central outscored 22-7 in that third stanza, but over the course of about 10 minutes, they get outscored 29-2 and trail by 28 as we head to the final 10 minutes of basketball. You're listening to Rustler Basketball on 88.1. The fourth quarter is on the way.
Sports on Rustler Media is brought to you in part by Edward Jones financial advisor Mick Pryor. Make sense of investing with Edward Jones and Mick Pryor, located 1 block east of the Riverton Post Office, providing retirement and investing advice including stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and CDs. It's never too early or too late to start planning for financial future. Appointments are available at 856-6116. Edward Jones financial advisor Mick Pryor, 856-6116.
Are you a new CWC student with nothing to do? Well, come check out the information fair at Rustlers Central, Tuesday, February 6th at 3 to 5 p.m. Come look at all of the clubs and maybe consider joining one. All clubs will be doing a carnival theme for all children. So bring your kids and enjoy the fun. Tuesday, February 6th, 3 to 5 p.m. at Rustlers Central.
Final 10 minutes of basketball coming up. Northwest pretty much removing the doubt in this one over the span of 10 minutes with a 29-2 run. They lead 65-37 as we begin the fourth. Northwest in black, that's Gomes, left side to MacArthur. Also Petties, and also into the ballgame Savannah Savage for the first time, and that's Kaylee Brown as Central's 4 of starting 5s into the ballgame right now. Actually, 3.
I think they're correcting Riley maybe because of the illness you had talked about.
And Tarawa with the 4 fouls. Gomes with 3 on the shot clock puts it up, no good. Cranebuell battling for the rebound. It goes to the floor. Central will get it. Central in the third quarter, 2 for 9 shooting, 22%. Northwest, 7 of 18, 39%.
Didn't they trail by 30 at one point? So they've actually cut the lead down a little bit.
Yeah, they actually did trail by 30 at one point, and then they'll throw it away.
Well, that's the worst time when you throw it away and it comes to your coach.
Yeah, you want to throw it away to anybody else in the gym except for the coach.
And I think that's maybe why we're seeing Brenna Blazer coming back into the ballgame.
You were asking about Dana Bjoris and where she's at now. She's
listening to us is what she's at right now.
Poor kid. I apologize for that, Dana. But she's student teaching in Powell. She is actually a Northwest College assistant, but with her teaching schedule can't travel a lot. And so not here tonight as Cranebuell is going to foul Samantha.
They've kind of fallen apart without her, haven't they?
Samantha McCrory, yeah. As the foul actually going to be whistled on Marissa Arnold.
Well, good for her. She was a lot of fun to watch play.
Can't make it out of town games on Wednesdays as well.
As well as our former volleyball player teammate Jordan Leba from that group.
I was going through my computer the other day, and I have a lot of Wild Prep stuff still on there, and I found basketball pictures of her and Dana, the headband twins, back in the day playing in that state championship game as the second free throw is no good and the rebound.
But nobody headband like Jordan Leva, the combination earmuff headband.
Zay Roberts. 66-37, 29-point Northwest lead. Thanks to the sports information director from the Thermopolis Country Club, Donnie Bjoris, as Zay Roberts gets that bucket to drop.
I found cheat sheets for some of our gals that have played sports and have just given them to them.
Ball rejected by Zay Roberts. Taken away by Central. driving the lane. Actually, Crossman with the swat. And Central's going to turn it over. Back the other way, and a foul is going to the line will be Dominica Gomes. Crossman has 2 good swats here tonight. And the foul is on Marissa Arnold, her 3rd.
Type of game, though, at this point, why are you even bothering saying what foul it is, because it's not going to really factor in whatsoever.
Gomes may have some fans riveted at home to the foul count on certain players.
They might have to have been riveted to stay with us for this one.
Exactly. That had been held down here as that one by Gomes is good. Back to a 28-point lead. Crossman to Crane Buell. She'll be fouled. Kaylee Brown.
I think we had Shelby Hoffman from that Thermopolis team here, too, remember? A couple years behind, but she played for us at CWC.
Who was
Haley.
It? Haley. Shelby Hoffman's the former Gillette, Wyoming cowgirl.
There we go.
I'm like, whoa, where did I miss something?
At some
here?
point, they start getting transformed into hybrid players.
We have seen a few years of kids, have we not? As Crane Buell's shot no good. Got her own rebound, though. In traffic on the baseline, good by Marissa Arnold. 13 for Riss. 67-41. 3-pointer on the way, not close by Shelby Wardell. And the rebound pulled down by Crossman, and she'll be fouled by MacArthur. Burmester and Tarawa will come back in on the next dead ball. Crossman to Arnold. 13 for Marissa tonight, and then Central with their 33rd turnover of the ball game.
And Roberts just pivoted and didn't dribble, and just right off the foot of the opposing team.
We'll talk with Ken Schwartz at halftime of the men's game. At least that's the plan. And then Lovell gets lucky as Kaylee Brown throws one away, essentially, but it got knocked out of bounds by Braylee Crossman. Crane Buell and Roberts will check back out of the ball game as Tarawa and Burmester will check back in. McManaman back into the ball game.
And again, not looking for the shot, which was there if she would have wanted it.
Savage gives up the ball. Back to McManaman with 7. She'll drive the lane. Right-hand runner, good. She's got 9 quietly in the ball game. A lot of it from the free throw line, however. 5 of it from the charity stripe for Danny McManaman. Lob down low. Outside Marissa Arnold. Spins. Shot no good, and she goes down hard. As she got tangled up, she'll go to the line. And the foul is going to be whistled on Shelby Wardell. Well, you think that her and Wardell have had some battles, Rocky Mountain versus Lovell, in the past few years, along with the other 2 Lovell Lady Bulldogs on the Northwest team?
I'm curious in the summer if they play together at all, the Rocky Mountain, kids with Lovell kids, or how that works.
Free throw good
when you're not that big, and you might not have the full complement of players.
Arnold makes the first free throw. Second one is on the way. And that is good as well. Not sure why that hoop mic is intermittent. Effort that.
Well, partly I think it's got to. Well, let's not go there.
Lob down low, spin and a foul. And going to the line is Samantha McCrory.
That's kind of odd. You don't see a player get fouled and the shot goes actually farther than it normally would have gone.
Marissa Arnold,
not been fouled.
Her 4th personal foul. 15 points for Marissa tonight. 4 rebounds, perfect 3 for 3 from the line.
Getting a drop-off point-wise after her, however.
Free throw good by McCrory. She has 2 out of 3 now. Biggest lead was 30. It's now 27, now 28. She'll rattle them both home. 6:39 left to play in the contest. Crossman with it. In down low to Tarawa. She'll scoop it down to Marissa Arnold off the bucket. Good. 17 for Marissa. Assist to Tarawa.
I for high honors in the ball game for either team now.
Yeah, her high for the season has been 22 that she did against Sheridan at Sheridan. But 17 tonight for Marissa Arnold with 6 minutes left to play. Tala down the lane, shot no good. Tarawa the rebound, and she's fouled almost immediately.
And really in the second half of the season, she's kind of been the third option scoring-wise after Tarawa and Burmester, because Arnold's numbers maybe don't look that much, but it's mostly been in the second half of the year that she's pushed those totals up.
Right, she's increased her average to 8. That'll go higher now as Tarawa might have gone away with a travel. Rebound, Crossman off glass is good. Braylee Crossman, the offside bucket off glass is good. Tala.
Kind of a quizzical look after she'd given up her dribble there.
Near steal by Crossman. McManaman ends up with it. McManaman gives it into the middle of the paint. Savage spins. Ball blocked. Referee noticed the score and the time and let that go. It goes out of bounds. It's Northwest basketball. McCrory, 5 on the shot clock. Ball down low, shot no good. Tarawa again, I think they swallowed the whistle a bit on that as there was contact. Tarawa the rebound. Baseline, Blazer for 15, good. Brenna Blazer the bucket. 5 minutes left to play in the ball game. 71-49. It's back down to 22. It had ballooned to big as 30 at one point.
So we got a gal from Torrington who did not play for Torrington. And we got a Blazer who didn't play for Torrington either.
Torrington, the Trailblazers. Her brother was a Trailblazer, though, was Danny. Lob down low, rejected, and contact by Tarawa, and again, no call. And ending up with it was Marissa Arnold in a foul. It's going to be whistled on Tala Tuyasavura. I know I've probably said that different every single time tonight in Tala. I apologize for that. Riley Burmester getting a throat lozenge tossed to her while she's out there on the free throw lines. Free throw is on the way and no good by Marissa. She'll have another. Zay Roberts will check in for Burmester, and she'll get her cough drop worked on. Choking hazard out there on the court, isn't it? I couldn't do it. Second free throw by Riss is good.
Of course, remember, speaking of Jordan Labor, remember she always played volleyball with gum in her mouth. So, and basketball too. I remember that.
Yeah, I was going to say,
as well.
I'm pretty sure both sports.
Yeah, so but she could probably handle a lozenge and gum at the same time.
18 for Arnold, by the way, and it's a 21-point Northwest lead. De Silva saw with a reverse lay-in, missed it badly. Rebound, McManaman got it and won. She's got 11 now. Blazer the foul, her first personal foul. McManaman to the stripe. Second in double figures for the Trappers as she'll get this and one and a timeout Northwest. 4:17 left to play in regulation time. There will be no overtime here tonight. However, Northwest leading 74-50. Next home games for CWC will be coming up February 17th. They'll play their last 3 games at home in a week on the 17th, 19th, and 24th. Rustlers go on the road to Gillette this Saturday. They'll be at Casper next Wednesday. Rustlers wrap up the regular season hosting Little Bighorn, Miles, and Western in that order on the 17th, 19th, and 24th. Listen live right here, and as always, click on the Rustler Radio Facebook page for links to watch all games online.
Is it shaping up anywhere particular where the tournament would be at this point? Or
for the women?
Yes.
Casper.
Oh, they're pretty good shape. For the guys, how's that looking?
Well, right now, undefeated Western Nebraska, Scotch Bluff looking like the men's. And then you've got
the play-in games.
Right, the women trying, I think this loss here will probably pretty much eliminate them from a home playoff contention. You have to be top 4 to host a playoff game. And I think this is going to pretty much solidify that they will not get a home playoff
play
game.
Within your region.
And they would,
round, right?
They would not like to go to Miles if at all possible, but that's where that is shaping up for them right now. Possibly could be Northwest, depending on how things go.
That might not be much fun either right now.
Yeah, Central commits their 34th turnover as Marlowe gets a 16, about an 8-footer to drain on the right side and put it back up to a 26-point lead. Tarawa had a ball knocked back to her. Arnold for 17, no good. And Zay Roberts over the back is going to get the foul. That'll be her second personal.
That might be what going the game. That's
right.
Way this way,
and
the contact wasn't that much.
No, 5th team foul, so that will put Danny McManaman back at the line. So for Petty's and McManaman averages 8. Petty's averages 9.7. They both may be pushing their average into actual double digits now for Coach Beal as McManaman hits the first free throw.
I warned you about that in the pregame, if you recall.
77-50, Northwest out in front, 3:51 left to play. McManaman gets 1 of 2, and Zay Roberts will snare the rebound for Central.
How's she doing board-wise?
Zay is 6.6 boards. Crossman for 17, good. Braley just inside the three-point line, knocks it down. Yeah, looking like Casper because the north, the ladies will be in the north, and that's the north winner, and that's Casper, which will be during 3A, 4A state basketball again, which will drive Ron Laird crazy. But we've mentioned Kelly Walsh and Natrona each with new gyms now, so it's not really that big a deal as Tala shoots a 3 and it misses.
Yeah, plus they're playing at Midwest again this year, so
that's right.
A backup plan.
7 rebounds for Zay Roberts. Arnold with it, baseline Tarawa. She'll fire a 3 that's well over the mark. It's rebounded, though, by Blazer, and she will be blocked out of there by De Silva Saw. And it will stay Central basketball. Neither of those shots hit the rim, so shot clock at 16. 2:57 left to play in the ball game. Blazer. Ball high over her head, finds Zay Roberts. Lost the handle, but it's picked up by Arnold. Marissa goes down the lane. Left hand good. 20 by Arnold. Too shy of her career high. Sorry, Joel.
I just say how many points that is that aren't hers, and that's 20 out of the 54.
Marlowe to Tala. Hooks one up to De Silva Saw. It's batted out of there. Turnover on Northwest. Crossman drives the lane. Shot no good, but she's fouled with 2:18 remaining. Foul is on Marlowe, her second. And to the line will go Braley Crossman. Gomes, and I can't see, I think it's McManaman coming in. No, it's Amanda Mitchell for Central. McManaman's already out there.
That used to do the ball games with Donnie way back when at Thermopolis.
Mark Witt.
Yeah, I thought they were a very good team. You know, neither one was a professional broadcaster, but we'd be coming back from games, you know, long to pick up their broadcasting. I thought they did a very, very good job, you know, on the air.
Shot no good. De Silva Saw the rebound. Yep, fellow broadcasters Mark Witt, Donnie Bioris. McManaman goes baseline. Tim Hurst of the Sports Racket. Well, actually, he didn't do her games because he did Torrington High School games, but Tim Hurst out of Scottsbluff, Nebraska, did the games for the Torrington High School and still does for the Torrington High School.
Interesting, somebody from another state.
Zay Roberts will intercept that.
I think Zay has actually played pretty well in a game that you're not going to think about playing well because it's such a blowout. The lead has been cut to 22.
Dish, Crossman, baseline, partially blocked by McManaman and taken away by McManaman. Back the other way, Northwest driving. Gomes fouled. They count it? Yes. Dominica Gomes with 9, a chance for double figures. Count the bucket and the foul on Brenna Blazer. Mitchell will finally get in, as will the counterpart 15 on the other side, Alexi Payne. Crossman will come out. Got the video board working behind us, and every once in a while it lights up white, and then it goes away, and I think a light is burned out in the place. And
I notice those ribbon lights, like at the events, that are kind of a strange thing when you're, because they illuminate the gym off and on.
Down the lane, Marissa Arnold puts it off glass and in. She matches her career high of 22 points. Underneath, Gomes. Shot knocked away. McManaman, another rebound. That three hoisted no good. Central rebound, Amanda Mitchell. Blazer into the front court. Throws it up top, Mitchell. Long shot from three, no good. Tarawa, though, the rebound. That shot is no good, and a rebound by De Silva Saw. Inside of a minute left to play in the ball game.
I was about to say the last couple of possessions.
Wardell to McManaman. 80-57. Central going to get outscored right now 37-27 as they were down by 13 at half. Shot underneath, no good, but a rebound put back up and in by Payne.
And the shot clock has been put away.
Tarawa at the top for three, no good. Rebound McManaman. And that should pretty well put the wraps on it with 15 seconds left. Gomes going to bring it into the front court and hold on to it there. 82-57. Blazer coming out with just a few seconds left, and that's how it'll end. 82-57, our final score. A 29-2 run spanning about 10 minutes of this ball game, spelling the difference as Northwest College takes advantage of 34 Rustler turnovers, and they win it 82-57. Your final 82-57. And watch this. Mike Yowell is going to give Kaylee Brown and one other player the Twix because he set him on the shot clock a little while ago and said, "This is what you're playing for," and they were both very interested in him. So Kaylee comes and gets her Twix. That's just
now she's ineligible for taking gifts as a player, so that's part of our plan.
Coach Beal asking her about it as well. 82-57 was the final here tonight as the Northwest Trappers defeat the Rustlers by 25. Stay with us. The Click It or Ticket postgame show comes your way in just a moment. You've been listening to Rustler Basketball on 88.1.
Sports on Rustler Radio is brought to you in part by Fremont Therapy Group. They've partnered with Lander and CWC to protect the health of student athletes. For the past 20 years, Fremont Therapy Group has been volunteering their time and resources on the sidelines of local high school sports to help keep student athletes safe and healthy. They also teach classes at Lander Valley High School to help students learn more about the field of athletic training. A proud partner of CWC Athletics is Fremont Therapy Group, Riverton, and Lander. More can be found at FremontTherapyGroup.com or on Facebook at Fremont Therapy Group.
Okay, we're ready for the big question. Who needs a flu vaccine? There's a lot riding on the answer to this one.
I know, me.
That's right, you. In fact, almost everyone older than 6 months should get a flu vaccine. Every year, influenza leads to hospitalization, even death in some people. So protect yourself with a vaccine and help keep your family and friends healthy.
It's up to you to fight the flu. A reminder from the Wyoming Department of Health.
Do you have any idea what happens to you in a crash, even when you're driving as low as 30 miles per hour? As the car decelerates, you leave your seat and smash into the windshield. Shockwaves ripple through the brain, instantly damaging cells. Your body is like a pinball bouncing off the dash, roof, and seats. Then your body slams into belted occupants, severely injuring them too. The result could be severe brain or spinal injuries or death. Why would you ever get into a car without putting on a seatbelt?
This is Cody Beers with YDOT. Belt up or suffer the pain.
It's time for the Click It or Ticket postgame show. Brought to you by YDOT, reminding you to buckle your seatbelt. Every ride, every time. Please buckle up.
Back on the Click It or Ticket postgame show. Final score in favor of the Northwest Trappers here tonight, 82-57 as they take it to the Rustlers. They led 27-18 after one. Outscored them 16-12 in the second to lead 43-30. It was a 10-0 run for about the last 90 seconds of the first half, and then it was a 19-0 run over the course of the first 7 minutes of the second half. A 29-2 run spanning about 10 minutes of the ball game. in favor of Northwest as they outscored Central 23-7 in the third, and Central outscores Northwest in the fourth 20-16. But that would be all that it was all over, but the putting it to bed at that point as Northwest wins it 82-57. Looking at some final scoring numbers, 3 in double figures for the Trappers tonight. Dallas Petty's with 17, 13 for Danny McManaman, 10 for Dominica Gomes in the ball game. Taylor Sayer and De Silva Saw with 8 points apiece, and Tala Tui Savura with 6 points. And that might have been the only time I said her name correctly all night. And Tala, I appreciate you putting up with that. Danny McManaman, 7 rebounds tonight. Payne had 5. Marlowe had 4. De Silva Saw had 4 as well. For the Rustlers, they were led by Marissa Arnold, tying her career high, the freshman, with 22 points here tonight, as she ends up with 22 points and 5 rebounds. 7 points for Braylee Crossman, 6 for Palani Tarawa, 6 for Jose Roberts as well, 4 for Amanda Mitchell, 3 for Mariah Faber, 2 for Olivia Shippen and Brenna Blazer. 1 point out of a under-the-weather Riley Burmester here today. She did have 6 rebounds, though. Jose Roberts had 7 to lead. Central did out-rebound Northwest 43-29, but they also out-turned them over 34-16. The turnover numbers here tonight for Central and Northwest.
Really amplified in that drought area that they had at the end of the second quarter.
Central,
the start of the third quarter.
0 for 6 from three-point land. They shoot 44% from the rest of the field. 11 of 17 free throws. On the other side, Northwest went to the line 28 times, hit 22 of them, 79% from the free throw line for Northwest in this ball game. They were 2 of 9 from three-point land. They would finish the game 46% from the field.
Somewhat unusual, the team that is the pressing team shooting a considerably larger amount of free throws than the team that wasn't pressing.
Only 1 foul differential, and that came in the first half at 22-21.
That's an oddity as well.
And they ended
foul
up
differential that only 1.
Right, and they ended up at 12 apiece in the second half of the basketball game. Northwest wins it 82-57. Stay with us. Your Click It or Ticket post-game show converges into the Governor's Council for Impaired Driving pre-game show. We'll have your Rustler report, followed by an interview with head coach Jack Nelson. That is coming up next. Your final score in women's basketball again tonight. Northwest 82, Central 57. Central now 2-7 in Region 9. Northwest is the opposite at 7-2. You've been listening to Rustler Basketball, the Click It or Ticket postgame show. And now we'll move on after a quick message into the pregame show here on 88.1.
What's it like to kill someone?
Emptiness.
Painful. It doesn't seem real.
There was no intent. It was never supposed to happen.
You don't go out to kill someone.
I keep seeing her head coming through the windshield.
I'm so very sorry.
There's nothing I can do to make it better.
Please, don't drink and drive.
It doesn't change the fact that I'm a killer.
This is Cody Beers with YDOT. A killer is a killer. Never, ever drink and drive.
Do you have any idea what happens to you in a crash, even when you're driving as low as 30 miles per hour? As the car decelerates, you leave your seat and smash into the windshield. Shockwaves ripple through the brain, instantly damaging cells. Your body is like a pinball bouncing off the dash, roof, and seats. Then your body slams into belted occupants, severely injuring them too. The result could be severe brain or spinal injuries or death. Why would you ever get into a car without putting on a seatbelt?
This is Cody Beers with YDOT. Belt up or suffer the pain.
Coverage of CWC Sports on Rustler Media is brought to you in part by the Third Base Sports Bar, offering the NFL Sunday Ticket, college football, UFC fights, and more sports on 6 different TVs. There is also foosball and darts, along with appetizers and your favorite beverage. Your last stop before home, the Third Base Sports Bar on North Federal in Riverton. This is your Rustler Report as part of the pregame show brought to you by the Governor's Council on Impaired Driving, reminding you that buzzed driving is drunk driving. Basketball with Northwest College and Region 9 play is coming up shortly. We'll also have an interview with the head coach, and we'll give you the starting lineups. First off, though, let's look at other Rustler activities around campus. Rustler Volleyball gearing up for their spring season. First-year head coach Darshea Gallard looks at the spring schedule and recruiting for her team.
We're going to go to Chadron State University, up to Black Hills, and up to
School of Mines, South Dakota. Yeah, so we're really excited to play some D2 universities and just check out what our level is and where we need to get to. We're hitting the ground running, pool, lifting, working out, volleyball, everything.
It sounds like you have all but put the wraps on a recruiting season for next year's volleyball team.
Yeah, we have our full team, currently 16 girls for 2018 fall. We have 6 girls coming in the fall. We just had 2 girls transfer in. We're going to have some height on our team this year. We're really excited about that, and some great players just all around.
A couple of those new recruits are already on campus, enrolled, and going through the spring drills. Cross-country coach Al Lara has been busy with nearly a full team already inked for the Rustler runners next fall.
Recruiting's going great. Usually I get my team by June, sometime after state championships for track. But in December, I just was taking them off the frying pan. I mean, I kept signing. Just finished signing my 7th guy, and I've got 6 girls signed up. Everybody's returning from the squad, the freshmen are, and we'll be led again by Lucas Matthews from Kimmer, who's now living in Lander, and he will be our top runner for the season unless somebody does a lot of training over the summer and moves up. And on the gal side, I'm really excited. We're going to have a great girls team. I really feel like we'd have a good shot at regional championship too. Charity Ochoa from Gillette. She was top 5 at state for cross country, and she chose us over Gillette, and I'm glad she did. All around, we're just going to have a great team, both the guys and the girls. And we're going to be hosting regionals at the end of October. And I haven't decided yet. We're leaning toward either having it here or having it at the golf course, the local golf course here in Riverton, because I think out at Sinks Canyon, if we get a late snow, it could be a mess. And so I'm looking forward to that, and I think it's going to help us. It's going to be to our advantage, home course.
Golf coach Russ Holgate assigned kids for his team. We'll look at golf in the future editions of the Rustler Report coming up. See more on the website at rustlerathletics.com. Also catch the Rustler Minute every day throughout the week on 88.1 FM. Stay with us as the pregame show rolls on. A visit with the coaches next on the Governor's Council for Impaired Driving pregame show.
I have the tickets. I'm wearing my favorite UW hoodie. The car's gassed up. The game is just a few hours away, and we're ready for some basketball.
Wait a minute. It's snowing outside. We should probably leave earlier.
This winter, when you're leaving for the next game, be prepared. Take it slow. Have an emergency kit. Check your tires, and let someone know where you're headed. Remember, when there's ice and snow, take it slow. Download WYDOT's 511 Road and Travel Information app at wyoroad.info. That's WYOROAD.info. This message brought to you by WYDOT.
Enough is enough. Do the right thing. Buckle up and save a life.
When you gamble, safety, you bet your life.
Enough is enough. If you drink, don't drive.
Pedestrians don't come with airbags.
Put away your cell phone. Just drive. Enough is enough.
Pedestrians are not a hood ornament.
This is Howard Brown with the Wind River Tribal Council Department of Transportation. Enough is enough. Drive safe. Paid for with Tribal Transportation Program safety funds.
Have you been thinking about going to Central Wyoming College? Come check us out at Discover Day on February 28th. Come experience being a Rustler through campus tours, interactive group activities, and by visiting with students and instructors. You'll get a free lunch, and we'll be giving away scholarships, housing packages, and other prizes. Families are welcome too. During our parent session, we'll discuss every topic that Rustler parents should know and answer any questions you may have. Sign up today at cwc.edu/discover.
Back to the pregame show on Rustler Radio. Brought to you by the Governor's Council on Impaired Driving. Reminding you that buzz driving is drunk driving.
Talking with head coach Jack Nelson of the CWC Rustler men. And before we talk about the Trappers, let's drift back to Saturday and the shoulda, coulda, wouldas and anything like that. But what we take away from an unfortunate 1-point loss at home on Saturday?
It's really hard to beat really good teams. You're going to have to play well, which I thought we did. But you're going to have to play with as few mistakes as possible, and we made a few too many. And, so unfortunately you come up a little bit short, and you live and learn from it. Hopefully we can take something positive in the sense that we were there till the end. I mean, we obviously played much better this time than the first time we played them, and I think our team is getting better and that kind of stuff. But that doesn't take the sting away. I mean, whether it might almost sting by more to lose by 1 than it did when we lost by 29 or whatever it was the first time. So, hopefully that's driven us a little bit in practice this week and ready to get that taste out of our mouth and get back on the winning side tonight.
I like what you said in postgame about, Marquise at the line, 1.2 seconds left, and he unfortunately misses the 2 free throws. That was the last play of the game, but it wasn't, the only thing that hurt the team in that it was a team effort for 40 minutes and it didn't happen. Well,
I mean, obviously a situation like that, you're down by 1 with whatever 1.1 seconds left. You got 2 free throws. It's extremely magnified. It makes the moment seem so big, but in a vacuum and when you can take time away, had he missed 2 free throws with 16 minutes left in the first half, then, now theoretically in the same situation, now you're down by 3 and you're on the line with 2, so it doesn't, it's a tough situation. I felt for Marquise, he's handled it well. He's had a good couple days of practice and that kind of stuff, but, definitely not the reason why we lost. It was an opportunity to win it, which you always want, but definitely not the reason why we lost.
I like that phrasing even better, I think, talking about that. So let's talk about Northwest, a team that has been up and down. They've given Gillette their only loss at home. You beat them at their place. What is it about this Northwest team?
They're tough, physically, mentally. They execute their stuff. They've got talent. They've got athleticism. They've got some size inside. They've got a couple guys that can shoot it. They've played some close games and they've had some tough losses. I definitely think they're better than their record shows within the conference. It's a tough league, night in, night out. So it's real easy to drop a couple and now all of a sudden your record doesn't look like you're as good as you are. But they're good and they're going to give us a tough battle tonight.
On the injury front, I know I've seen Marquise hobbling around on an ankle. Sounded like Henry might be a little bit under the weather. What are we looking at as far as who may play, who may not play, what percentages, injuries, that type of thing?
Yeah, Marquise's ankle has been bugging him. Brock's back has been bugging him. Henry hasn't practiced all week, so I'm not sure what if anything, we'll get out of him tonight. And Jamison Washington won't play tonight as well. So we're a little bit shorthanded, but same thing I told the guys yesterday in practice. Northwest doesn't care. They might actually prefer it that way, and if they can leave here with a win, they'll take it however they can get it. So we've got to do our best to put our best foot forward and come away with a victory.
What went well at their place? What needs to be replicated tonight?
Oh, you're going to ask the coach what went well. All the stuff that sticks out to me is the stuff that we were just really sloppy. And, we played well offensively. We made shots. That was kind of, if you remember way back then, that was kind of the start of where I felt like we started showing flashes of being a better defensive team. So, that's probably the biggest thing that went well. And I feel like that was when we kind of started to really figure out how to control a game on both ends of the floor with our shot selection, with our defense and that kind of stuff. So, I think we're better than we were then, but unfortunately for us, so is Northwest, and we're going to have to figure out if we're better tonight.
All right. Anything else you want to throw out there?
Nope.
All right. Jack Nelson, head coach of the CWC men. Starting lineups in the opening tap coming up. Region 9 basketball. Northwest at Central coming up after this.
This has been the Rustler pregame show, brought to you by the Governor's Council on Impaired Driving, reminding you that buzz driving is drunk driving. Coming up, it's game time, right after this.
I have the tickets. I'm wearing my favorite UW hoodie. The car's gassed up. The game is just a few hours away, and we're ready for some basketball.
Wait a minute. It's snowing outside. We should probably leave earlier.
This winter, when you're leaving for the next game, be prepared. Take it slow. Have an emergency kit. Check your tires, and let someone know where you're headed. Remember, when there's ice and snow, take it slow. Download WYDOT's 511 Road and Travel Information app at wyoroad.info. That's WYOROAD.info.
You're listening to Rustler Basketball on Student Radio for Central Wyoming College.
Welcome you back to the Governor's Council for Impaired Driving pregame show here on 88.1. Let's get to some starting lineups. First of all, tonight for the home team, the Rustlers of CWC. Again, they are at 17-7 on the season, 5-3 in the Region 9 battles. Let's go through their starting lineup. A little bit different tonight with the illness to Henry Tanksley. Bugsy is out with the flu. He's got a bug, does Bugsy, the 6'3 freshman from Omaha, Nebraska. So instead, starting in his place will be Marquise White, number 10. He is a 6'3 freshman from Anchorage, Alaska, as he averages 13 points a game.
Started their first game of the year, by the way.
And he's battling an ankle injury. Twisted an ankle pretty bad Monday, so he's not even 100% himself, is Marquise here tonight. Number 1, the point guard, the 6'1 sophomore out of Las Vegas, Nevada. He is a 11.3 rebounder on average, Devon Colley. Number 22 is Urshad Iggy Hunt, the 6'7 sophomore, averaging 15-9. He is out of Toronto, Canada, via Saddleback, California. He has 8 double-doubles on the basketball season. Number 30, the 6'4 freshman from Pine Island, Minnesota, averaging 12-5, had a double-double against this team in their 5-point win at Northwest, Brock Finston. And number 34, the 6'7 sophomore from Mesa, Arizona, the Energizer Jackrabbit Bunny, we call him. That is Coulter Galante. Galante averaging 7 points per contest here today. Colley, White, Hunt, Finston, and Galante, the 5 that start the game for the Rustlers. And again, Jamison Washington will not play tonight. He is on disciplinary action right now from the coach. And Henry Tanksley is ill tonight, so he will not be playing as well. Neither one is in. So I think you're going to see a lot more of number 5. That would be Brady Fullerton getting some action here tonight.
I didn't know that Henry wasn't giving a dress, is he? Then?
Yeah, he's not even dressed out tonight. On the other side for the Trappers, they will look like this. Number 0, the 6'7 freshman out of Holland. He averages 11-6. That's Lazio Granson. Granson, the 6'7 freshman wearing number 0. Number 2, for 30 points last time these two teams played, Remy Torbert, the 6'3 freshman from Michigan, averages 12. He went off for 30 there last time. Number 3, a 6'6 sophomore averaging 10 points from France, is Luke Lombardi. Number 20, a 6'1 freshman. Number 20, as I mentioned, 10 points a game out of Denver, Colorado, is Calvin Fugette. And the hometown Wyoming product, not necessarily hometown, but just in the same Park County there. Number 24, the 6' sophomore averaging 9 points a game from Cody, Wyoming, Blake Hinsey.
And he won a state championship
a few
years ago for Cody.
Trappers
with his brother, I think, on that team.
Yep, Trappers dressed in black with red accents and white numbers. They will go right to left as we look at the start of this ball game. Central on the other side. If you're watching on TV, it's obviously going to be flip-flopped as we're at the top of your screen in this ball game. Brian Erickson, the head coach of the Trappers in his 6th season, won a Region 9 championship in 2015, finished in the Elite 8 in the national tournament that year with the Player of the Year, Chris Bouchard.
Who was injured much of last year in Oregon, but is being counted on big time, I think, this year, I think.
He's actually signed a contract with the Golden State Warriors.
Oh, I thought he had some eligibility left because of that injury, but apparently...
It's like a 2-year sub-league with the Golden State Warriors.
Is what it is now because of the Gatorade sponsorship.
He was the Player of the Year, and then Gillette has won the last 2 Region 9 titles, but Northwest the last one to get that done outside of the Gillette Pronghorn. Central won it last time they played, a 90-85 high-scoring affair in Powell, and here they get ready to throw it up again. I did not effort our hoop mic on one end of the floor here, so we're going to hope we...
It wasn't like you needed it a lot in the third quarter.
No, we did not, unfortunately. Central ladies were defeated previous tonight, 82-57.
Had a rough drought there at the end of the first half, start of the second half.
Ball is in the air. Central will control the tap as they are in their home grays tonight, the Rustlers. Black numbers, orange trim as they go left to right. As we look at it, Coulter Galante gets wide open. Brock Finston hits him. 2-0 Rustlers out in front.
How often, or is it just my imagination, that Coulter Galante will make our first basket of the game?
That would be an interesting stat for you to find out.
They get the Galante meter out.
Granson into the paint, lost the handle on it. He'll gather it back in. And then coming back the other way, Fugett for 15. Off the mark, Galante the rebound. DC through traffic. Flips it back to Marquise. Wide open to Finston, and he'll be rejected by Granson. Well, he had a wide open look, but it wasn't that wide open as Granson came in there and said, not tonight. Granson over a three by over the top of Iggy, no good. Rebound by Finston. And the pace a little bit different than what we just saw in the last game as DC's shot will rattle out. And then Northwest loses it out of bounds. It'll be Central basketball.
Interesting, their 7-footer looks a lot like the same height as our 6-7er.
I think, who is their 7-footer? Okongo is not in there at the moment.
Oh,
as Finston takes the inbound and gets the bucket. Good work there. Axel Okongo out of France, a 7-foot freshman. Not into the ball game as of yet. Quick 4-0 lead. Shot on the way by Lombardi is good for 3. Matching the number on his back, and he'll bring them within 1.
Interesting getting the rim in play on a shot from the side on a 3.
Marquise White battling that left ankle injury, has the basketball, flips it to Finston. Brock penetrates, goes baseline, throws it underneath Galante, can't hold on to it on the baseline. Turnover number 1 on Central.
I don't think you could keep it in play. That's why the kind of tightrope trying to grab it there.
Fugett to Torbert, left side, Lombardi up top. Hinsey for 3. The Cody product has his team on top. Snaps the cords for 3, 6-4. Boris Yulker will check in next dead ball for Central. Iggy got Hinsey all over him.
Remember, that's something Gillette did. Every time Iggy would touch the ball, they would collapse 2 and sometimes even 3 on him.
Marquise a long 3. Good. Marquise White from downtown. And Central out in front by 1 now, 7-6. Torbert, Lombardi, Galante on him to Hinsey underneath Torbert. Again, 30 points last time they played. Fugett back to Torbert. He'll get open for 3 and fire it and drain it. Boy, it's all been 3s so far for Northwest. They're 3 for 4 to start the ball game from the arc.
They made nice use of a pick on that one.
Third lead change of the ball game. Marquise another long 3. Back of the iron, no good. Ball tapped into the hands of Fugett. Here they come back the other way. Cross court pass. Looking at it, Granson won't shoot the long 3. Fugett with it. Flips it out. 3-pointer Lombardi, no good. Finston will gather the rebound, and he'll be fouled by Hinsey. Blake Hinsey is first personal. Finston is second rebound. Boris Yulker into the ball game from Turkey.
I wonder, too, if you got a short roster like you do tonight, if these subs are coming in to keep you fresh as much as anything.
Yes. Barris, a 6'8" sophomore, averages 11 and 4. Freshman Brady Fullerton, 6'1" from Riverton, Wyoming, into the ball game. He'll have it at the top of the key. Also, John Villanueva's got it. He'll enter the ball game. As they'll work it, DC working on Lombardi, bounces it to Yulker. Lombardi switches to him. Barr for 15, and he got it to go. And we're tied at 9. It's our first tie of the ball game. Bear off the bench for a bucket. 16-15 left to play in the first half of basketball. Torbert for 3 at the top. Drain another one. Remy Torbert's got 6. And it's back to a 12-9 lead. Right now, Northwest 4 for 6 from three-point land, 4 of 7 from the field, and that'll be a foul on the drive on Fugett. And that'll be his first, team second. Finston back in quickly for Marquise White. Pine Island, Minnesotan. By the way, John Villanueva out of Hillcrest City, Utah, via New York City. 6'6" freshman.
One's a bigger city than the other city.
A little bit. DC double teamed. Launches a three, no good, almost wedged it. Villanueva, the rebound though, and he'll put it back up and in.
That's how he kind of used his rear to back him up a little bit, get some space, and put it up and in.
Gets within one, 12-11. Steal by Fullerton, ball goes to the ground. They won't get it though. Boy, Brady had a great swat at that to knock that ball loose, but then they couldn't grab it. As Brady almost had the steal, and Iggy will check in for John Villanueva. Fugit lobs it up top to Lombardi. Back left side to Torbert, directing traffic, hands it to Fugit. 10 on the shot clock. Lombardi at the top of the key, looking for Hinsey, throws it to the baseline. Hinsey with 5. Lombardi long, 3, no good. Rebound, Iggy. And going to the floor was Granson. Hunt, his first board of the night. Bear up top to Fullerton. Brady working on Hinsey. As DC will knife through the lane, he'll miss it. Granson had it, lost it. It'll be Central basketball. They battled for it, and Central gets it. Marquise White back into the ball game for DC. 14:59 left, and we'll get our media timeout. 14:59 left to play in the first half of basketball. It's Northwest from the three-point line, leading 12-11 at the first break in play. We'll be back after this timeout. You're watching and listening on Rustler Media.
Are you a new CWC student with nothing to do? Well, come check out the information fair at Rustlers Central, Tuesday, February 6th at 3 to 5 p.m. Come look at all of the clubs and maybe consider joining one. All clubs will be doing a carnival theme for all children. So bring your kids and enjoy the fun. Tuesday, February 6th, 3 to 5 p.m. at Rustlers Central.
This is your Rustler Report as part of the pregame show brought to you by the Governor's
Sponsorship of Rustler Basketball on 88.1 comes from Denver Air Connection, offering daily flights from Riverton Regional Airport to Sheridan and to Denver International in a 30-passenger jet. The flight features in-cabin service, and TSA check-in at Riverton is included. More information can be found at denverairconnection.com.
Back to the game on Student Radio for Central Wyoming College. 88.1.
14:59 left to play first half. 12-11 Rustlers out, down by 1 actually. They have the ball.
Well, John, you're trying to effort stats for the second group of CWC Roundball Sports as the shot is missed by Finston. I see a CWC Rustler from the first group that played for the 4th or 5th year. Lynn Stewart from DuBois across the way in the crowd.
3-point bucket, Hinsey. And back to it's actually a 4-point Northwest lead. They have 5 3-pointers. Fullerton has it lost and knocked away. He'll be mauled, and he'll come out of there with it. And they'll call it jump ball.
I think that's a college call, and in high school probably would have been a foul call.
Umar Jalot into the ball game gets the tie-up. Central will get their second turnover of the ball game. Jordan Banks comes into the ball game, the Big Piney High School puncher, number 22. Banks, a redshirt freshman, 6'2" from Big Piney, averages 5 a game, hands the ball to Fugit.
Remember, Big Piney played in the very first, Fremont County shootout way back when.
Jalot is rejected, and the ball taken away by Hunt. 15-11 Northwest. Again, they have 5 of 8 from three-point land right now, 5 of 10 from the field. Ball poked away and taken away by Jalot. That'll be the third Rustler turnover. Fugit yo-yos, takes it to the lane and lays it in. That's their first bucket inside of the arc.
Nice acrobatic layup as he went inside.
17-11 Northwest out in front. 13:45 left to play in the first half. Marquise White will walk it across the timeline. Fugit will pick him up there. He'll get a pick. He'll dish it to Finston for 3. That's nothing but net for the Minnesotans. He'll have 5.
That was a needed bucket, too, in all honesty, at this point.
Galante will check in next dead ball, and
I like to see that one again to see if something touched on the backboard.
Real close to an over and back. They don't count it that way. Colley and Galante in. Fullerton and Oker will check out. Leaves us with our starting 5 for the Gray in Rustlers. And they'll switch. Colley will defend Fugette, and Torbert will be defensed by Marquise White. Right side outside Gillot. Three-pointer Hinsey got another one. Blake Hinsey has 3 threes. They're 6 of 9 from three-point land, and they've built a 6-point lead. Have the Trappers. Left side outside Marquise. He'll shoot a long 3. Try to pay it back. Can't. Rebound by Gillot. Up ahead, Fugit. He will be rejected, and then he'll throw it out of there, and Banks ends up with it. Hinsey to Torbert. Back to Hinsey. Galante on him. Lob down low. Backside help from Iggy knocks the ball out of bounds, out of the hands of Gillot, and it will stay Northwest Trapper basketball.
Our two-sport athlete, Kiara Skinner, was a classmate of the two Hinsey brothers in Cody back then.
Pump fake. Remy Torbert underneath. Finds Banks. He'll fire a 3. That's no good. Iggy battling the rebound. Colley is going to end up with it.
Rustlers lucky that 4 of them there, but they let somebody get inside.
Marquise penetrates, finds Finston. Wide open 3 again. Same place, same result. 8 for Finston. He cuts the lead in half. It's 20-17. Fugit brings it across the stripe and hands it out to Torbert. He'll spin one down. Brock read it, takes it away. Brock scoops it back to Iggy, but there's Hinsey who steals it out of there. Hinsey trailing the plays, pilfers that one out of there. Nicely done. And the first turnover by Northwest turns into the 4th turnover by Central. Hinsey again. Galante a little bit longer defender on him, and then taking it baseline, and the jam, Gillot. Umar with the flush. 5-point lead. Finston up top to Galante. Now left side outside Marquise White. Keese looks like to Colley. Now to Iggy. The double team comes. Iggy, actually Marquise left open for 3, and he'll make them pay as they double down. Marquise, his second 3 of the night. Cuts the lead to 2. 22-20 the score. Banks up top. Right side, Torbert for 3. Count another one. Boy, there. 3 ended up tonight. That's his 3rd. Their 7th of the game. 7 of 11 from three-point land, the Trappers.
Offense is going to be pretty easy for both teams right now.
Iggy underneath, fouled as Gillot over the top of him gets the foul. 3rd team foul, 1st personal. Iggy to the line. He'll shoot a pair. Iggy is the most free throw shootingest Rustler this season with over 130. And he's 78% on those. They have 72% as a team.
Here's the Northwest College women's pizza delivery already. Among the earliest we've seen this year.
Iggy, free throw is good. Rattled around and fell. Fullerton back into the contest for Central.
Jace Johnson coming in for the Trappers.
Jace Johnson, a 6'1 freshman out of Delta, Utah.
Had some athletes from there as well in the past.
Iggy back to the stripe, down by 4. 11 minutes left to play in the first half. Second free throw is good by Iggy. He said that was the first air ball on a free throw he shot when he airballed it Saturday since he was in 7th grade.
Yeah, we don't have to believe that either, but do we?
Banks to Torbert. Guns one down low, but Iggy is there and got some fingers on it. Referee underneath was going to give it to Central, but the referee up top saw what I saw in that the touch by Iggy knocked it out of bounds.
But he saw it.
I thought the referee was asking Iggy first.
But he did ask for help. So.
I thought he was asking Iggy first. Did you touch it? I mean, what are you going to say to that?
From the guy that only had one air ball ever in a free throw, right?
Since his 7th grade year. Might have had more before that. Yeah. Torbert pilfered by Colley. They're going to call DC for the reach.
Well, that was just a lost dribble at some point.
He was falling down, and DC got it. And Coach Nelson doesn't like it. DC doesn't like it. And it will stay.
I think he already likes these officials better than the last ones, though.
Northwest basketball, yes. Through the first 9.5 minutes of basketball, for sure. Left side baseline, another dunk, no, a reverse layup by Jalot. He's got 4. He's got a very quick first move on that baseline.
Yeah, that one step, and he's halfway at the basket.
27-22, Northwest by 5. Coulter, double teamed on the low block, is going to be fouled. I believe Jace Johnson will get the call. His first, team 4th. And Chandler Ramos from Worland, Wyoming will check in, the 6-foot redshirt
also
freshman.
Also won a state championship.
On a double overtime win over Buffalo.
No, didn't they lose the double overtime? They won it the next year.
Shot by Iggy is good and one.
They lost to Buffalo in the double overtime, then came back the next year and won at Worland.
And then lost to Riverton last year. Hoyt Nicholas on that team
2 years ago.
Iggy the and one. Foul is on Jace Johnson, his second. Iggy three-point play good. 5 for Ershad Iggy Hunt. Cuts the lead to a bucket, 27-25.
So like I was telling you, they all kind of blend together after a while.
Coach Nelson wanted to travel, you might have heard in the underneath, as Johnson misses, but a rebound put back up and in. It was Chandler Ramos, the rebound and the bucket.
Remember, he played hurt his senior year, and he basically waited until after that season.
Iggy underneath, fouled again, and he'll go to the line. And they're telling him he's putting his arms out as Jalot. That'll be his second personal foul. And we'll get immediate timeout. Last year, Riverton beat Worland 62-34. The previous year, as Joel said, Worland beats Douglas 67-51. That double overtime winner was Buffalo beating Worland 70-67.
And we saw the player that was the key to that ball game earlier this year, playing for Eastern Wyoming College, wasn't it?
Yep, Trey Schofel playing for Torrington at Eastern Wyoming.
That was the most memorable games I think we've seen.
29-25 Northwest the lead, 9:35 left, immediate timeout. We'll take a short one and be back after this.
Media coverage of Rustler Athletics is sponsored in part by Wyoming Wireless, providing smartphones, mobile devices, and wireless service. They are a Verizon authorized retailer. Product brands include Apple, Motorola, Samsung, and more. With 18 locations across Wyoming, including 2 in Riverton, 1 on Main Street in downtown, and the other on North Federal Boulevard. They also have locations in Lander and Thermopolis and online at wyowireless.com.
Rustler Athletics is supported by Bach Monument, applying a relentless passion for excellence to honor special people in special ways. Bach Monument, part of the Wyoming community since 1875 on West Main in Riverton, and online at bachmonument.com. Proud to support Rustler Sports on 88.1.
Iggy Hunt at the line. He'll shoot a pair, down 29-25.
Better not be an air ball.
You know what's coming. Snap. Iggy 4 for 4. He's got 6. Finchdon has 8. Brock on the bench right now. Marquise also on the bench has 6.
That'd be a pretty good juggling act when you're using a shorter bench and trying to keep everybody fresh. But you also want to get, not take away from momentum in your substitutions.
Iggy perfect 5 for 5 from the line. Torbert, corner, Johnson up top to Banks. Back up top to Banks, and he'll hand it to Torbert. Central. Torbert firing for 3. Banking, nope, back of the iron. Fullerton taps it, and Galante ends up with it. And then a double foul. I believe double foul. Granson and Galante tangled up as they go down the floor. So a double foul, Coulter Galante and Lazio Granson.
Doesn't look like all that much from this vantage point.
So that's the 7th team foul. Does that mean Coulter shoots a one-on-one, or because it's a double foul, it means just stop and play and go back at it?
Anything, I don't think.
Second team foul on the Rustlers, first on Coulter.
Back to 5.
I think we've seen worse than that not be called.
I didn't. I was looking at.
That's my point.
The ball there. I wasn't looking at the actual play. Marquise White back into the game. Colley with it. Behind the back goes baseline. Up top to Fullerton. Brady for three on the way. That's good. Big bucket off the bench for the Riverton High School product. His three gives Central the lead for the first time in a while.
And I noticed everybody in the stands applauded except for his dad.
Underneath. Stripped by Colley from behind. Taken away by Fullerton. Nice job by DC. DC the distance. Gets it underneath to Iggy. He will put it up. No good. And now a foul on the rebound is going to be whistled on Central. Central foul on Devon Colley will be his second personal as Colter Galante will, it's Brock Finston back into the ball game for DC with the two personal fouls. Central by 1, 30-29, 8.5 left to play in the first half.
A little more pressure on Fullerton to have to play more of the point with Colley out of there.
Fugett throws it up top to the midcourt circle. Torbert back to the right side to Banks. Marquise in his grill.
Trapping zone right now for CWC.
Torbert, baseline. Ball's knocked out of there by Finston. Taken away by Iggy. Up ahead to Marquise. Right hand, good. And might have been one, but no call. Marquise has 8. Rustlers by 3.
Well, there was contact. More so than I thought the Galante fiasco earlier.
Ramos gives the ball up to Fugett. Baseline, Ramos. Lob underneath. Iggy's going to tap it out of there. It will stay Trapper basketball. 16 on the shot clock. 7:42 left in the first half. 32-29, and back into the ball game comes Luke Lombardi as he'll check in for Jordan Banks.
That's something I should frequent at some point, is checking out how Hoyt Nichols is doing over at Black Hill State.
Fugett near the midcourt stripe takes the inbound. Penetrates, spins, up top, shot on the way. No good. Finston the rebound. Well, of course, you got Cody Bobstark, who plays for Sheridan, that played on that Whirling team last year that lost to Brady Fullerton and the Wolverines. Iggy, baseline, 15, good. He just rose and buried it. Iggy with 9.
I think it was a surprise for Worland to get to that championship game, really.
Well, and I think a lot of people thought that championship game was the semifinals at Casper College Friday night with Riverton and Douglas after Riverton had gotten knocked off by Lyman in the regional title at home.
With the sardining of seeding there.
Down to the lane, Fugett. He'll flyer for 6. Off glass, no good. Tapped his own rebound. Ball battled for, and it stays Trapper basketball. Fresh 30. Fugett, and then pushing off is Lombardi as he had his elbows in Colter Galante's face, and Lombardi is going to get the foul. His first, team 8th.
No relation to the Lombardi Trophy that was awarded over the weekend.
Spelled differently, I believe.
That's what I meant, no relation.
Fullerton up ahead to Finston. 6:45 left. Rustlers by 5, their biggest lead in the contest. Fullerton. Jump pass up top to Brock. He'll fire a 3, flat, no good, but Iggy will tap the rebound to Colter. And Galante underneath, and 1. Nice move by Colter as he will get the bucket and 1. And the foul whistled on Remy Torbert, his first. And we'll get another timeout, this one by Northwest. Central on a bit of a run. 9-point run after, well, it's probably even more than that. Wasn't it 29-22 at one point? Kind of lost track of the similar of the run at that point. Rustlers on top by 7 right now, though, 36-29. 6:29 left to play. Don't forget the scholarship opportunity for next year is open. It's online at the CWC website. Scholarships can be based on all kinds of different things. If you get started now, you can submit a great application, get your money for college now. It's online, cwc.edu/scholarships. Don't forget Discover Day for high school juniors and seniors and anybody that wants to attend CWC will be on February 28th and the Fremont County Employment Expo on the 1st of March at the Arts Center on campus at Central Wyoming College. To the line will go Coulter Galante for the and one. It is good. It's 37-29. Rustlers by 8. Fugit will bring it across the stripe. Zone defense the Rustlers have went to. It's a 1-3-1, I do believe, and they're going to get Marquise strips the ball from the 7-footer Okongo, and then Galante snares the rebound on a missed three.
Is the zone part of the shorter bench as well? Are you aware? The CWC doesn't typically play that much zone.
No. Fullerton, right side, actually left side, Galante. Coulter to Iggy. Back up top, Fullerton. Finston with 10 on the shot clock and an 8-point lead. Marquise wide open, another three. Missed it. Coulter, though, actually Brock flies in for the rebound, but it's taken out of his hands by Fugit. Fugit down the lane. He'll fire it up. No. Rebound loose. Picked up by Torbert. That three is no good. And getting the rebound, Brady Fullerton. Outside, Finston guns it underneath. Return. Oh, Galante. And then Iggy crashes hard into Okongo. But the foul committed before that is going to be whistled on Okongo, so he got insult and injury. And to the line will go Coulter Galante. Coulter 1 for 1 from the stripe, now 2 for 2. On the season, Coulter 79%.
Pretty good numbers for a post player.
Sub in is going to be Villanueva and Bear.
That out earlier. I'm kind of surprised that
Coulter gets both. What are you talking about?
That they pointed out that he was coming in for the shooter.
Oh,
and they did do it a second time. But he's still saying, "I'm still coming in for the shooter."
Coulter and Galante, like you didn't change their mind. Coulter and Galante will check out. I mean, Coulter is Galante, and Iggy will check out. 10-point Rustler lead.
So you're completely correct.
Torbert. Lombardi at the top. Central has switched back to a man-to-man. Okongo, the 7-footer, to Hinsey. Back up top, Lombardi working in. Ball stripped away, but it's picked up by Northwest. Torbert working on Fullerton. Ball is knocked loose again. Torbert ends up with it. He'll pump fake. He'll flip it out to Okongo. They have no idea. He'll fire the three, and it's no good. And it goes off of Fullerton out of bounds. It will stay Trapper basketball. Brady couldn't quite get the glove on it, and his arm motion sending that ball out of bounds, and we'll get the timeout. 8 o'clock at KCWC FM Riverton. Central by 10, 39-29. We'll be back after this. You're listening to Rustler Basketball on Rustler Media.
Your home for Rustler basketball is 88.1 KCWC FM, Riverton.
The name you've trusted for years in Fremont County for flooring and window coverings is now your home for Beauty Rest. Gales Carpet One Riverton now features the Sleep Boutique. Gales features the Beautiful Guarantee on Beauty Rest mattresses and on flooring. If you don't like it, they'll replace it. Downtown Riverton or on Facebook or GalesCarpet1Riverton.com. A proud supporter of student radio at Central Wyoming College, Gales Carpet One.
Sports on Rustler Media is brought to you in part by Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Mick Pryor. Make sense of investing with Edward Jones and Mick Pryor, located 1 block east of the Riverton Post Office, providing retirement and investing advice including stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and CDs. It's never too early or too late to start planning for financial future. Appointments are available at 856-6116. Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Mick Pryor, 856-6116.
Inside, Lombardi fires it up. It looked like he thought maybe they were going to expire the shot clock or something the way he fired that up.
It was a good play.
Central by 10. Lombardi hits the ground hard as he got backed into by Bear. Finston lost the handle. Hinsey ends up with it. 5 turnovers on the Rustlers. Up ahead, Torbert flips it out to Fugit for three. That was an air ball, and it's rebounded by Villanueva. As well as they shot early from three, they have cooled off considerably. Brock for three on the other side. No good. Villanueva, though, goes high for the rebound, and then he'll have it stolen away from behind. Fugit to Lombardi for three. No good. And a foul on Okongo on the rebound. And that'll be 2 free throws upcoming for John Villanueva.
Big John look like a whole lot after the way some things have been going.
Big John hasn't shot many free throws this season. He's 56% from the stripe.
At least it's not a percentage like 40 when you know what that means when it's a 40% or 33 1/3.
Trying to get my computer to do what I need it to do as Big John misses the first. He will have another opportunity, however. Second, no good. And then Finston with a block in the back on the rebound is going to commit the foul.
So not anywhere close to the penalty yet.
Brock will get his first, 4th team foul on Central. See if my internet has decided to cooperate with me. John Villanueva is 17 of 32 now on the year, missing those two. Drops him below the 50% mark. Okongo,
17 of 32 wouldn't drop you.
30. You're right, it wouldn't. And then Okongo is going to foul Bear underneath. Axel Okongo with his 3rd personal foul.
There might be some selling of calls at both ends possibly too.
So the 7-footer from Northwest picking up his 3rd foul, and that's going to send Jordan Banks at 6'2" in, so they'll lose about 10 inches on that exchange. Banks will play the interior of their 1-3-1 zone, it looks like now. 39-29, Coulter. Down low, Finston, wrap it around pass to Fullerton. Dishes to Bear. He'll give it back to Brady. Now back to Bear on the 3-point line. Shot no good. Rebound, Fugit. Jack does a lot of officiating from the near side as Banks' 3 is no good. And a nice rebound by Marquise White as he saves it to Galante. Actually, it says he saves it to Finston, who gives it to Coulter. He'll miss from point blank, get a higher degree of difficulty, and knock it in. Central by 12 now. It has been a long time since the Trappers have scored. They led last time they scored by not double digits, by more than one possession, as Lombardi ends that with a long 3 and drains it.
Well, I've talked about this, I think, earlier this year. When you start making all those threes early, that can be poison because that's what you think you're going to get the whole game.
Right.
Once that goes away, you haven't run your regular offense.
They're now 8 of 17 after they started, I believe, 5 of their first 8.
And it's still a good percentage, but now they're trailing by 9.
Finston underneath, guns it baseline. Galante for 3, no good. Brock, though, is going to get called over the back on the rebound of Torbert.
And a couple of touch calls have got him in foul trouble.
And Finston's going to pick up his 2nd personal foul. Torbert walking in front of us. He has 9. He has 3 threes, does Remy Torbert. We'll have the ball to Lombardi. Galante on him. 3 on the way. Hinsey for his 4th. Yes. Blake Hinsey with 4 3-pointers.
He shot pretty well, actually.
I think he might be 4 for 4 from there. Oh, no, he did miss the one. I don't keep individual shooting stats. I'm not that talented.
Well, the lead has shrunk because of a couple threes, though.
Back-to-back threes by Lombardi and Hinsey. Finston gets free, gets it to go. Nice dish. Brady Fullerton on the assist. Count the bucket. Foul is on. Did he go just 2 or did he go 2-0? He went 2-4, actually. Hinsey 2nd. Brock Finston, the first double figures for the Rustlers. He's got 10 now. Chance at 11. Nope. And then Lombardi tips it out of bounds. And it'll be Central basketball. 1:43 left of the half. Central by 8. We'll have a representative of the girls basketball team joining us. Inbounds, alley-oop, fits to the jam. Put that on the highlight reel and give another assist to Brady Fullerton. That was pretty. Ball poked out of there by Finston. Banks lost it. Torbert in traffic. He's got roofed by Galante and then stripped. And I don't know if it's going to go on Brady or Marquise. They're going to go on Fullerton. That'll be number 1 on Brady. He's had some quick hands down there a couple of different times. Gets whistled on that one. Central by 10. At the line goes Remy Torbert. Torbert out of Michigan. Free throw is good. Torbert, by the way, 66% free throw shooter on a team that shoots 66%. Gets the first and the second. And Torbert now with 11. As he'll D up Fullerton. Brady will bring it across the timeline. Minute 8 left to play. Brady up top, Finston. Brock hands it out to Marquise White. Lob down low to Galante. Had a little trouble gloving it and does the end line, steps on it and turns it over. 7 turnovers on the Rustlers. I have Northwest for just 4 turnovers here in the first half. Inside of a minute, of course, after the last game, I'm surprised that the turnover tally button wasn't broke. Ball knocked away by Central and then given back away by Central. As they'll just trade turnovers. Kick it in the corner. Torbert shot for 3, no good. Rebound Fugit. He'll be rejected from behind by Fullerton.
No, the foul won't be there, though.
No, it shouldn't be there. And they'll go the foul on Marquise White, but a great rejection and a great recovery by Fullerton, who checks to see if the foul was on him from the official, who says no. And Calvin Fugit to the line. He's got 2 points. He stays at 2. Fugit, by the way, 71% free throw shooter. Second one is on the way, good. And a timeout called by Coach Nelson with 38 seconds left in the first half, leading by 7, 45-38. Coming up in a moment, it'll be a Third Base Sports Bar halftime show. Want to remind you that the next home games for the CWC Rustlers will be their final 3 home games of the year, unless they host a play-in game. Right now, they would host a play-in game as they are tied for 3rd.
It's close. They gotta,
this is a big game.
This is important. You're right in that regard.
(45-38) Central. 17th, 19th, and 24th will be the final games of the regular season at home for Central. They could host, as I mentioned, a play-in game. They have the last couple of years in that new format. Brady scoots the ball to Marquise, up ahead to Finston as they press out of the timeout. Fullerton lost the handle on it, taken away by Fugit. He'll go down and be rejected by Brady. Great play by the Riverton freshman as he did not give up on it, and he goes down and blocks it out of there. Here comes Iggy Hunt back into the ball game. And he'll come in for Bear. Iggy looked up and saw his picture on the video board behind us as he did a double take at it, like, what the heck?
Why am I dressed in this suit?
Shot clock expired, 15 seconds left. Central will take a lead into the intermission, but how big will it be? 7 or less? Or will something happen to expand it? Torbert working in, almost threw it away. Fugit, 3 seconds. He'll drive in, shot no good. Fullerton the rebound. And that is how the first half will come to an end, with CWC out in front 45-38. 45-38 Central. As we head to the intermission, it'll be your Third Base Sports Bar halftime show. We'll have a representative from the girls basketball team joining us here at the intermission. Once again, Central out in front 45-38. We'll be back with that Third Base Sports Bar halftime show after this quick break. You're listening to Rustler Basketball on Rustler Radio.
Coverage of CWC Sports on Rustler Media is brought to you in part by the Third Base Sports Bar, offering the NFL Sunday Ticket, college football, UFC fights, and more sports on 6 different TVs. There is also foosball and darts, along with appetizers and your favorite beverage. Your last stop before home, the Third Base Sports Bar on North Federal in Riverton.
Sports on Rustler Radio is brought to you in part by Fremont Therapy Group. They've partnered with Lander and CWC to protect the health of student athletes. For the past 20 years, Fremont Therapy Group has been volunteering their time and resources on the sidelines of local high school sports to help keep student athletes safe and healthy. They also teach classes at Lander Valley High School to help students learn more about the field of athletic training. A proud partner of CWC Athletics is Fremont Therapy Group, Riverton, and Lander. More can be found at FremontTherapyGroup.com or on Facebook at Fremont Therapy Group.
Like most victims, Julie knew her killer. It was her son. Julie's son was sitting behind her without wearing a seatbelt. The impact of the crash threw Julie's son forward into his mom. After crushing his mom to death, Julie's son sat back down without his mom.
I'm so sorry, Mom.
This is Cody Beers with YDOT. A killer is a killer. Always belled up in the back seat. No seatbelt, no excuse.
It's time for the Third Base Sports Bar halftime show on North Federal in Riverton. Third Base is your last stop before home.
We are back on the Third Base Sports Bar halftime show. 45-38 Central is out in front in men's basketball. Earlier tonight, our ladies were unceremoniously taken care of by Northwest College, 82-57. And we talked with our Gatorade player of the game, Marissa Arnold, tying your career high with 22 points. At 22 at Sheridan, 22 tonight. Talk about the game a little bit, I guess, from your standpoint. A little more aggressive, I think, on your side. Just feeling it tonight, or what?
Yeah, I mean, we all knew that it was going to be a battle tonight. I mean, Northwest is very aggressive, and I knew that if we didn't do it back, we were really going to get our butts kicked. And I just knew going into the game, I was like, I just need to be aggressive. I need to take it to the hole. And Coach kind of talked to me before the game that I needed to be more confident. What was the difference, I guess, for them, and I just stole Joel's question as he throws his pencil down, between the 9-point or 8-point game there versus the 25-point game here? They do something different, something not happen on our side? Can you point to a difference between the two contests? From the Powell game that was lost by single digits to tonight at home almost losing by 25, unfortunately. I think it was probably confidence tonight and actually believing that we could do it. I really think that's what it was. It's just determination. And I don't think we were ready to handle their pressure tonight. I don't think we were mentally prepared for that.
Must be different, too. You must know a lot of players off that team. I noticed the level gals I'm sure you've played against.
I do.
Have you played with them ever in situations like in the summer at all?
Yes, I actually played. So my cousin's on that team. She's number 21, Shari MacArthur. I played with her.
Do you hate her?
No. I know her really well. I know Savannah Savage. She was number 11. I played on a tournament team with her and Shari, that's her sister.
Right.
And I also played with number 10, Shelby Wardell. So I know those three really well.
So, unfortunately tonight, somewhere in the neighborhood of 30-some turnovers, the press, I think, and I know Coach probably wasn't real happy with that. One of the goals was to host a playoff game, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen now. But what Coach talk about in the post game as this one's over, and nothing you can do about it but move on now. But what Coach say after this as you head into the weekend and a trip to Gillette?
He told us not to waste our time thinking about this game. Yes, think about it, think about what we can do better, but don't hang our heads on it. We just need to push forward now and focus on Gillette and beating Gillette. which we play this Saturday in Gillette.
Right.
Something he had written on the board the other day is when you're in a 12-foot hole, don't let it go deeper. Dig yourself out of it, and that's kind of what we have to do right now. Is we need to go uphill from here.
Put down the shovel and stop digging.
Yep.
Right.
Well, I think I've been impressed with your team this year. Things haven't always gone your way, but the team seems to be really close, even though, it's not like we're pointing fingers at anybody or anything. It seems like, hey, we're in this together. If we lose, we lose together. If we win, we win together. And I'm sure that makes it a lot better for all of you to be in that boat together.
It does. We are really close as a team. Even Coach has mentioned it before that he's never had a team that's been this close before. And we're all very caring about each other, and whether we win or lose as a team.
You played in 2A basketball, and we're talking with Marissa Arnold, by the way, of the women's basketball team. 22 points, career high, tying your career high as a Lady Rustler. Talk a little bit about the transition from...
I was going to ask you what your high was as a high school player.
What was your high as a high school player?
31.
31. All right, so you've got goals then.
Yeah, beef it up a little bit, would you?
Got nine
All
more.
right.
Got 9 more points to go, and you missed a free throw. I saw you warming up free throws today. Were you distracted? That's an inside joke, by the way.
No, it was definitely the Ducks.
Yeah. The transition from 2A Rocky Mountain High School basketball to playing junior college basketball, and you've adjusted well, but talk about that a little bit.
So it was a little hard at first. I mean, I came in and I was like, gosh, I'm going to be playing with girls that they've been playing 6A basketball in Utah and other places that I was like, I just felt like I was going to be behind. And I mean, I was behind, and I knew that. And I was like, I just got to go to work. I mean, I'm from a small 2A school. I just knew that I really had to work, and I didn't want to be that 10th, 11th, 14th player on the bench. I wanted to be one of the top players.
And here you are a starter. We've got 2 more questions. I'm going to ask one real quick. You've got ice on the shoulder. Coach said surgery is coming up at the end of the season. So is there more damage you can do to it, or is it just going to hurt right now? And what exactly you got going on there?
So the doctor, he's not 100% sure until we get an MRI, but what he's looking at right now is maybe a slight tear of either the labrum or even the rotator cuff. And my shoulder is it's also, I don't know what it's called, but it's really swollen. But we're just kind of waiting.
Adam takes good care of you. He's got you iced now. He heats you up before the game.
He does, and I do physical therapy 3 times a week. I'm just trying to make it to the finish line.
I think I heard him say bone saw when I was walking by. So you played for Rocky Mountain. So which of the Tri-Cities are you from up there?
Cali.
Okay. Well, because it's the Tri-Cities.
I think it's the Quad Cities, isn't it? Franny, Deaver, Cali, and Byron.
I don't count Franny.
Yeah. There's like 50 people in Franny, and I think most of them are elderly.
It's
the Quad Cities.
It's the Quad Cities. Risk a job tonight. Unfortunately, didn't go your guys' way, falling 82-57. But thanks for coming over to talk to us. Appreciate it greatly, and love seeing you in the hallways and giving you a bad time when you missed your free throw in practice earlier today.
Sounds good.
She was shooting free throws, and I stood on the line, and she missed, and she said she was distracted because there aren't other people on the line apparently in the game.
Did you have a duck with you?
Well, and there were no squeaking ducks.
I didn't have the duck. That was it. Marissa, thank you for coming by.
Yeah, thank you.
You betcha. Marissa Arnold, our player of the game from the women's game, 82-57, the final there. Central men leading right now, 45-38. We'll come back and take a look at some first half stats on your Third Base Sports Bar halftime show. That's next here on Rustler Radio.
Coverage of CWC Sports on Rustler Media is brought to you in part by the Third Base Sports Bar, offering the NFL Sunday Ticket, college football, UFC fights, and more sports on 6 different TVs. There is also foosball and darts along with appetizers and your favorite beverage. Your last stop before home, the Third Base Sports Bar on North Federal in Riverton.
County 10 is Fremont County's online brand and source for news and information in real time, as it is happening. Connecting our community like never before, County 10 is proud to support Central Wyoming College and Rustler Athletics. County 10, connecting our community. It's always on at county10.com.
Rustler Sports on the Radio comes from the restaurants of the Wind River Hotel and Casino. Dining is available no matter time of day or week. The Red Willow is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The Buffalo features 4 different choices, Thursday through Sunday, from noon to 9 p.m., and the Genicoo Cafe is open 24/7. The restaurants of the Wind River Hotel and Casino, located 1 mile south of Riverton on Highway 789.
This is the Third Base Sports Bar halftime show on North Federal Boulevard. Third base is your last stop before home.
Third Base Sports Bar, putting up our halftime show and looking at the numbers right now. Central leading on the big board 45-38. And they get there by the scoring of one Brock Finston, 12 points and 4 rebounds for Brock. 9 points for Iggy Hunt and Colter Galante, 8 for Marquise White, 3 points for Brady Fullerton, Barris Yulker with 2, John Villanueva with 2 points in the ball game right now. Central has out-rebounded the Trappers unofficially 22-18 behind 5 rebounds by Colter Galante and 4 by Brock Finston and John Villanueva. Northwest is led by Blake Hinsey. He has 4 3-pointers, and I was told they're low on ink, so we don't get stats printed out for us from the other table, by the way. Hinsey with 12, Remy Torbert with 11, Luke Lombardi with 6, Calvin Fugette with 3, Umar Jalot with 4, Chandler Ramos has 2, Luke Lombardi, if I didn't mention that before, has 6 as well. Leading rebounder Calvin Fugette has 5 for the Northwest Trappers right now. Central, 8 of 11 from the free throw line in the first half. Northwest, 3 for 4. 4 lead changes, 1 tie in the ball game. Central shooting 52% in the first half, 38% from the three-point line. On the other side, Northwest shooting 50% from the three-point line. 9 of 18 they go. They shoot 37%. They started very hot, hitting 5 of their first 8, but a big run by Central put them up by 10 at one point and have them posted right now to a 45-38 advantage. 9 turnovers on the Rustlers, 5 turnovers on the Trappers in the early going. Central leading at 45-38. Second half will be coming up here momentarily. This has been your Third Base Sports Bar halftime show, and Central leading by 7, 45-38. Stay with us as the second half unfolds here in just a few minutes. A key Region 9 North battle between the Trappers and the Rustlers. We'll return after this. It's 8:25 in the Mountain West. You're tuned to Rustler Basketball on Rustler Radio.
Sponsorship of Rustler Athletics is brought to you in part by the Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery. They're on Main Street in downtown Riverton. They have a full coffee bar menu including lattes, cappuccinos, espressos. They also feature New York bagels and open-faced bagel sandwiches. Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery, 303 East Main in downtown Riverton. You can dine in, take out, or pick up. 856-1116. That's 856-1116. A proud Rustler booster sponsor, Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery.
Support of Rustler Athletics is brought to you in part by Rendezvous Dental of Riverton, providing dental care to patients spanning all ages. Dr. Colton Crane and Dale Sackett combined for over 50 years of dental practice in Fremont County. Appointment and information can be found at rendezvousdental.com.
Are you a new CWC student with nothing to do? Well, come check out the information fair at Rustler Central, Tuesday, February 6th at 3 to 5 p.m. Come look at all of the clubs and maybe consider joining one. All clubs will be doing a carnival theme for all children. So bring your kids and enjoy the fun. Tuesday, February 6th, 3 to 5 p.m. at Rustler Central.
Who likes the movies?
Sponsorship of Rustler Radio comes in part from the Berry Cinemas, the Acme, the Gem, and the Grand movie theaters in Riverton and in Lander. This week's movies are at the Acme. It's 12 strong. At the Gem, they're showing Maze Runner: Death Cure, We Are All Hostiles, Jumanji, and Den of Thieves. At the Grand and Lander, they're showing Pitch Perfect 3. Reserved seat tickets along with showtimes, ratings, trailers, and descriptions are all available online at berrycinemas.com.
Are you interested in helping to create a healthier community? Do you want to reduce or stop drinking while winning prizes? Eastern Shoshone Recovery and Washington State University are partnering on a study that may help. They want to learn if a new way of rewarding sobriety helps people stop drinking. You may be a good fit for the study if you are a Native American adult and live in Lander, Riverton, or on the Wind River Reservation. You will be eligible for prizes and gift cards for your participation in this alcohol research study. For more information, please call Eastern Shoshone Shoshone Recovery and the Honor Project staff, Sharon Wagon or Purcell McLeod, at 349-6359 or 335-3257. Once again, that's 349-6359 or 335-3257. Visit them at number 28 Black Coal Road in Fort Washakie. Once again, that's number 28 Black Coal Road, Fort Washakie. This project has been approved by the Eastern Shoshone and Northern Arapaho Business Councils.
This has been the Third Base Sports Bar Halftime Show on North Federal Boulevard. Third Base is your last stop before home. The Third Base Sports Bar reminds you to celebrate responsibly.
Second half begins with Rustler basketball. Devon Colley, Brock Finston, Iggy Hunt, Marquise White, and Coulter Galante dressed in their home gray attire. Hinsey, Torbert, Fugit, Lombardi, and Granson will check in. We didn't see Granson after that double foul. He only has one foul. We didn't see him after that much in that first half. But Central with a 7-point lead in the basketball. Iggy baseline, triple team, got it to go. Wow, nice move by Iggy underneath, puts it to 9-point advantage.
That's that mobility he has as a post player.
Fugit, right side, outside. Torbert gets it back. DC on him defensively. 30 seconds old in the second half. Torbert baseline to Lombardi, back out to Remy Torbert. He has 11. As I mentioned, he scored 30 there last time. Ball knocked out of there by DC on a pass. They'll flip it back up. Galante ends up taking it out of there. Turnover on Northwest. Iggy ahead of the pack. Blocked into the wall. No call.
There was something there.
And the ball taken away by Lombardi. Back to Lombardi for three on the way. Got it. Almost blocked by Finston trailing. But Lombardi knocks down his third triple of the night. 47-41. Minute gone by here in the second half. Finston to Galante, ball knocked out of there. Brock gets it back, flips it to Marquise. Long three. Keese is good. That's his third three of the night. Back to a 9-point Rustler advantage. Lombardi down low to Granson, up top to Lombardi for three, and he'll drain another one. That is his fourth now.
That is how the game started again. Them hitting all their threes early on, then cooling off.
Keese runs past, floats, rejected, contact, no call. Tried to save it and can't, as out of bounds is Torbert. It'll stay Central basketball. Keese with a runner down the lane that got blocked. Well, they're letting him play a little bit more this second half, and a little more physical. Galante, is that a backdoor, or did Galante intercept it? As Marquise runs past his man and misses the lay-in. Rebound by Lombardi. Good move by Keese, but he couldn't finish it. Galante staying back a little bit. Hinsey, long three, rattles out. Lombardi, though, the offensive rebound, and they will reset. 50-44, Central by 6. Coach gets louder, I think. That was a nice move by Fugit. He had it blocked, but he got his own board and puts it in. Back to a 4-point game. Colley walking it across the timeline right in front of our table. DC gets fouled as moving out as Granson. That'll be his second. And it'll be the first team foul of the second half. It'll be Central ball out of bounds. Finston. Galante bounce to Colley. Fugit bounces it out of bounds with 18 seconds left. Appreciate Marissa Arnold, our Gatorade player of the women's game, coming by at halftime. Great interview from that kid.
Didn't scare the interview subject this time.
Especially when you talk about the bone saw. DC, and a block on Fugit. Will give Central a new shot clock with 13 seconds.
And we did figure out which of the Quad City she was from, so that was key as well.
They'll boot it up to 20 seconds on the foul. Referee saying something to Iggy, who grins and says something back. Ball is loose, and Colley gets leveled, and they're going to give the ball to Central.
I think Colley's not happy with one guy, but I think it was the other guy that he collided with.
He got plowed to the floor in front of the student section, and nothing called except for the ball out of bounds, and it almost went Northwest's way. 17-11 left to play in the first half. Shot clock down to 10. Central by 4. Marquise open 3, missed it. Rebound pulled up by Northwest. 3 on the way. Lombardi can't make the trifecta in this early going of the half. Marquise the rebound, and he'll go down the lane and be fouled. He's saying he's shooting, and the referee says no, it's on the floor. Oh, now he does say 2. He was shaking his head at Marquise, and then now he's going to give him 2. Fugette will get the foul. Number 3 on Calvin.
Fugette was thinking it doesn't matter whether he was shooting or not because I didn't foul him is what he's thinking.
And out the line goes Marquise White. Free throw is good. Marquise 67% free throw shooter. 51-46. Second free throw, good. 13 points for Marquise White. He leads all scorers in the ball game right now as Boris Uker will check into the ball game for CW next dead ball. Fugette working on Colley, gets a switch. They'll flip it to Lombardi. They'll go baseline Hinsey up top to Granson for 3. Missed it badly off to the right. Rebound by Marquise White. Rustlers on the run. They'll throw it away. Did it get touched out of bounds? No, it did not. 10 turnovers on Central as Boris Uker will check into the ball game. Coulter Galante will get a breather. 52-46. CW by 6. 16:25 remaining in the ball game regulation time. Fugette,
approximately the same lead it was at halftime.
Gets a double pick, flips it out to Hinsey. To Lombardi, he'll launch another 3 that misses. Marquise with another rebound.
Interesting, he's not on line right now with those shots.
Well, they made their first 2, and they've missed their last 4. Marquise down the lane, right-hand scooper, no good, and a blocking foul late on Fugette is going to be his 4th. Marquise went down hard.
I think Fugette probably had a better complaint on the foul previous.
Yeah, he's got 4 personal fouls now. And they're saying it was after the shot. And if that's the case, Marquise shouldn't be at the line. But he's going to shoot 2.
Maybe that's an inbounds play.
Not sure. I thought he told the coach just now after the shot. But we're shooting 2 is Marquise. Free throw 1 is good. Fugette's going to have to come out now as Ramos will check in. Also, Umar Jalot into the ball game. 7-point Rustler lead. Marquise back to the line. He's got 14. Marquise's high game, by the way, is 28, so he's halfway there. Second one is no good, and Hinsey will corral the errant free throw. His first rebound of the ball game. Ramos gives it up. Driving right-hand runner, no good. Ball rebounded by Bear. Back the other way. DC dish to Iggy, lay it off glass it in. How did DC sneak that through there? He just kind of deftly, deceivingly got it through some bodies, and Iggy lays it off glass, and the Rustlers lead by 9 now. Hinsey at the top to Ramos. Outside, Torbert. Finds Jalot. He'll fire baseline 15 and get it. Umar Jalot has 6 off the bench. Cuts the lead back to 7. Lob pass up ahead. Bear ahead of the pack. Lay it in. Good half-court pass from DC just inside of the half-court line. Another assist for Colley. 5 minutes gone by in the second half. 3 on the way. Torbert, front of the iron, no good. Finston, another rebound. They've missed their last 5 in a row. Baseline, Marquise penetrates up to DC. Wide open 3 left side. Got it. Colley for 3. The net stays up. Will they give the media timeout? Well, they shot the ball through the net to get it down, and it still stayed up. Now they've got it, and we've got a timeout on the floor. 14:44 left. Rustlers, their biggest lead of the game. They lead by 12, 60-48. We'll be back after this on Rustler Basketball.
In a crash at 30 miles per hour, an adult backseat passenger without her seatbelt fastened is thrown forward at a force of 3.5 tons. The weight of an elephant charging straight through the car. A killer on the loose. You're never safe in the back seat until you fasten your seatbelt.
I'm so very sorry.
This is Cody Bears with WYDOT. A killer is a killer. Always belt up in the back seat. No seatbelt, no excuse.
What's better than getting money for college? Well, it's getting money for college that you don't have to pay back. The scholarship opportunity for next year is now open online at cwc.edu/scholarships. Get your share of over $1 million worth of scholarships to attend Central Wyoming College. Scholarships can be based on your grades and cool stuff you've done, or how bad you need the money. Maybe just who you are, or maybe because of what you're going to be when you grow up. If you get started now, you can submit a great application and get your money for college now. Click Start Here online at cwc.edu/scholarships. Start now. It's that easy.
Northwest basketball as they trail by 12. 5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Banks into the ball game. Deed up by Bear. Ramos now baseline. Jalot pump fake. Didn't lift his foot off the ground though. Ramos scoots it out to Hinsey. Central's defensive pressure looks like it's as intense as I think I've seen it as Ramos drives the lane, misses it. Finston, another rebound. Brock with rebound number 6. He'll have the basketball in the corner. Pine Island, Minnesotan had a double-double against Northwest last time they played. And an offensive foul on Iggy, and he knew it right away, as Jalot comes and steals the ball from him as he was trying to bounce it aggressively on the ground. And now he and Iggy have words.
It has becoming entirely too commonplace, the words thing.
Have you seen the NBA lately? They cooled off on their fights. Fullerton will check in next, dead ball. Turnover on the Rustlers on the offensive foul. Hinsey to Ramos, baseline, Jalot working on Iggy. Stripped by Colley, taken away by Bear. Nice job, DC. As Jalot trying to repay the favor. Baseline, Iggy flips it back out to DC. Let a high arcing three fly, no good. Bear tries to tip it out of there, can't. Hinsey ends up with it. Hinsey flips it out to Banks for 3. That's good. Jordan Banks getting into the 3 party. That is number 12. 12th three-pointer of the contest for Northwest. Draws him within 9 now with 13-13 left in the ball game.
Which means only 25 of the points have not come that way.
Iggy flips it out to Marquise. Baseline, Brock for 3. That's good. And the net stays up there again as the referee blows the whistle in Brock's ear. 3 threes by Finston. How about this? 8 threes by the Rustlers, 12 threes by the Trappers. 23-point bombs tonight have gone down.
Let me figure this out here a second. That would be 60 points, wouldn't it?
That would be. Ramos to Jalot. Into the ball game, Jace Johnson. He'll run into the paint and then flip it out to Banks. Back on the baseline. Torbert for 3, no good, but he's fouled by Marquise. And Torbert will go to the line. He'll shoot 3. Marquise with his second personal foul. And Remy Torbert with 11 points. All of it in the first half, has not scored yet in the second half. So 3 free throws by Remy Torbert. Remy, by the way, is a 66% free throw shooter. Hits the first. Galante going to wait for this free throw before he comes in. 12:44 left. Rustlers by 11. 2 more free throws coming for Torbert. Free throw on the way. Good. Coulter's going to check in for Bear. Oh, John Villanueva gave good minutes in the first half. We yet to see him here in the second half.
seen Romario Spence give him good minutes on occasion.
Right,
as
we
well
haven't seen him in the last couple games, as a matter of fact. Second and third are good by Torbert. He got all three, cuts the lead back to 9. Marquise hands the ball to Colley. They'll back off with a man-to-man pressure. DC left side, Marquise. Penetrates, floats back out, goes to Galante. He knocks down the triple, but a foul before that. It's going to be whistled on Jace Johnson. And it will be Central ball out of bounds. 5 fouls on Northwest, 2 fouls called on the Rustlers here in this second half. Again, if you're just joining us, Henry Tanksley sick as Coulter Galante throws that one away. Johnson flips it to Banks. Banks to the baseline. Ramos underneath Jalot. Might have been some contact. He missed the dunk, and he'll get his own rebound back, though. And then driving the lane and maybe goaltending on Central, as a foul will be called on whom? Brady? I think they probably should count this bucket, as he pinned it off the backboard. I think they probably should count it.
That was a whole lot of something there.
Fullerton does get the block, and they will not count the bucket. Number 2 on Brady. I think Central dodged a bit of one there, as I think that probably was goaltending from what I saw. Chris Linton agrees. So then it must be so, because 2 of us.
The Adam Silver of our operation.
Remy Torbert, 4 in a row now from free throws. Well, actually, he's 6 in a row. He made 2 at the close of the first half as well. He's hit 6 in a row. Cuts it to 8. Second is also good. 7 straight free throws by Remy Torbert. He's got 16, and he cuts the lead to 7. 12 minutes left to play in the contest. Central by 7.
This is something I thought maybe the CWC gal should have done in the first half. Like, they cleared out for DC to take it down. Instead, they cluttered up the backcourt so a player could come off, so we got the double teams that much easier.
Fullerton snacks the cords on a 3, his second 3 of the night. Baseline, Ramos, Torbert over the top of Brady, but Brady, I think, certainly altered it, and Galante the rebound.
And his arm's pretty good, too, but he'll take it down himself.
Pretty darn good hops by Fullerton as he contested that shot and made him adjust a bit. 11:20 left in the half. Central by 10. Brady comes and gets the ball from DC, back to Colley. Baseline left corner. Iggy back to the basket. Got it knocked off of Iggy's knee and out of bounds, but they'll say that it's Central ball with 6 seconds left to shoot. 6 seconds left on that shot clock. Coulter gives it up to Marquise. 4, 3, he'll fire. That's off the mark. Iggy will get the rebound over Banks. And they will reload. Nice rebound by Hunt. That's just the 4th rebound. Actually, it's just the 3rd rebound of the game for Iggy. Normally approaching double digits by this time.
For shooting a lot of threes,
right.
The bounce back is going to be that much farther out.
Fullerton bounce it down low to Hunt. Back to Brady. Up top, DC. He'll give it back to Brady. Another 3 for the trifecta. Good. And the net stays up again. Hometown crowd liking the hometown 3s by Brady Fullerton. That is a new career high for the freshman. His previous was 6. And now he's got 9. Working on his first double-figure ball game as a Rustler. Underneath, Banks flip it back out to Johnson for 3. Rattles in and out, stays out. Colley the board. Central on the attack. DC right side, Marquise stops at the 15-foot line. Finds Iggy, might have traveled, and he did. Late call, but Iggy walked with it. That's 13 turnovers on C-Dub. 10-10 left to play in the ball game. Central, their biggest lead of the main game now at 13, 69-56. Winston next dead ball in. Sorry,
a number of mismatches covering Iggy, I noticed, I think.
Ramos travels through the lane, and not sure what happened, if he tried to throw it out to himself or what, but he throws it away, and that'll be 8 turnovers. Finston in for Marquise White with 10:04 left.
And Ramos, one of those players that got caught in that switch on Iggy. Probably doesn't see many players like that up in Kirby, I'm betting.
Oh, thank you. Get a media timeout inside of the 10-minute mark. Pauly to Fullerton, down low, Galante missed it, got partially blocked. Ball stripped away as he got his own rebound. Stays Central.
Arm was kind of pinned down.
That might have been the partial block that I was thinking is a partial foul. With 9:47 left, Central their biggest lead in the ball game. It's Central 69, Northwest 56. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back for the final 9:47 right after this.
Safety starts with all of us.
Drunk driving isn't cool and may be fatal.
Enough is enough. If you drink, don't drive.
It's highway safety, not rocket science.
0 deaths on our highway. Let's do it.
Do the right thing, even if no one else is watching.
Enough is enough. Do the right thing. Buckle up and save a life.
Enough is enough. If you drink, don't drive. This is Alita Moss. This broadcast brought to you in part by the Wind River Intertribal Council's Department of Transportation.
Paid for with Tribal Transportation Program safety funds.
I have the tickets. I'm wearing my favorite UW hoodie. The car's gassed up. The game is just a few hours away, and we're ready for some basketball.
Wait a minute. It's snowing outside. We should probably leave earlier.
This winter, when you're leaving for the next game, be prepared. Take it slow. Have an emergency kit. Check your tires, and let someone know where you're headed. Remember, when there's ice and snow, take it slow. Download WYDOT's 511 Road and Travel Information app at wyoroad.info. That's WYOROAD.info. This message brought to you by WYDOT.
9:47 remains in the second half. Central by 13. They have the basketball. 12 on the shot clock. And a foul away from the play is going to be whistled on Umar Jalot, his third personal. Jalot, that is the 6th team foul in the second half, and then they'll throw it away on the inbound play. Hinsey, right side, outside. 14 turnovers on Central. Lombardi, as Iggy says, I got this. His coach was telling him it's the shooter, and Iggy's like, I got it. We're under control here. Jalot working on Galante. Flips it up top to Banks. Thought about a long three and then might have walked with it. Hinsey's going to run through the pack. He'll fire it out for a three at the shot clock. That's a shot clock violation. And it will be Central basketball. They had a fast break opportunity as they missed a three. Central had a fast break opportunity, but they called the turnover on the shot clock violation. 9:11 remaining in a 13-point Central advantage. Big game for C-Dub after dropping a heartbreaker on Saturday against Sheridan. As far as at least hosting.
Think about it, the last week, 2 games, both 1-point games.
In-clown play to Finston. Great dish from Galante. Yeah, the one they won on Wednesday at Western a week ago, and then the one they lost on Saturday to Sheridan. Okongo will check in, the 7-footer, next dead ball for Northwest. Keith White will check back in for Central as well. Banks working over the top of Brady, airmails that one. Iggy the rebound.
So the old Carmelo Anthony shot where you lean in, spin back and shoot. Different result though.
Galante gets pushed out of bounds by Jalot, and then that'll be number 5 on Jalot. 4 was going to be his personal, and then the other foul is going to be the technical foul, is going to be his 5th. So he goes 4 and 5, and Umar Jalot's night is done. He will leave with 6 points and 5 personal fouls. So Jalot will exit, and Umar Okongo, who is going to sub in for him most likely, comes in just a little too late as Jalot picks up his 4th and his 5th personal foul. So Iggy will go to the line. That is 18 fouls, so Iggy will shoot the technicals, and then I believe Galante will shoot the foul shots.
Surprised they knew that song from the 1970s.
15-point lead. Keese and Okongo will get to check in. DC comes out. But it's shooting. It'll be one in the bonus. So 2 technicals for Iggy first, as the referee over here talking to the bench about how much time was on the shot clock, but it shouldn't matter because Coulter will shoot free throws. So Iggy's free throw is good. He'll have another. Hunt with 14 now. And he'll get one more. I'm disappointed he didn't high-five the other guys along the lane, as there's nobody there right now, as he has done in the past. Now he will.
More of a low five, but
15 for Iggy, and now Galante back to the stripe for Central. Coulter with 2 points on the night. Coulter is 79% free throw shooter. Oh, excuse me, 9 points on the night. Sorry.
He opened the game with the 2, and then he got.
Okongo can't haul in the rebound, and Central will get the basketball as Coulter missed it. Coulter has 9. I was looking at John Villanueva's stat right underneath him. Sorry, Coulter with 9. Can't get the double figures, though. Brady takes the inbound. Has it stolen away. Hinsey pokes it up too far for Lombardi. They'll say he's out of bounds. They'll trade turnovers, and it will be Central basketball. He was sliding, trying to call a timeout.
Didn't get the bucket, but he was safe.
And he didn't get the ball or the timeout either, but he was safe. Coulter takes the inbound. Iggy's still tying his trunks on this end of the court so they don't throw it to him. 8 minutes left to play. Central by 17, their biggest margin of the night. Iggy working in on the 7-footer pump fake, rifles it through the legs of everybody out of bounds. Turnover Central with just inside of 8 minutes left to play. Torbert across the timeline. Left side outside to Banks. Up top to Lombardi. Almost stolen away by Marquise. Banks has to shoot a 3 that he picks up off the floor. Torbert picks up the air ball. And a foul underneath before the shot on Brock Finston. And Brock is going to pick up his 3rd personal foul. Colley back into the contest. Brady Fullerton comes out of the game. Round of applause from C-Dub faithful. And then a foul on the offensive end on Luke Lombardi, as he pushed off of Galante, and that'll be the 2nd. And now another technical assessed. So Lombardi gets his 2nd, now 3rd personal foul.
There's some ebb and flow of the tightness of the officiating in this game, I think.
So Iggy will go shoot the technicals. He's already at the line. Coach hadn't even assigned him there yet, but Iggy was already standing there. And I don't know if our camera crew is watching this, but it's fun to watch Iggy after free throws, high five or low five. Nobody else on the blocks. Free throw is no good. So he doesn't high-five anybody. 15 for Hunt.
Gets his hit a couple times in the noggin there.
Steps out of the box and will go back to the line.
Now, see, in the NBA this year, you cannot come out of that when you're shooting 2 free throws. And there's some fear that it's affecting the free throw shooting of Russell Westbrook, who used to have that be part of his pattern to come out of that. And now he's gone to another pattern, and his free throw shooting percentage is down like over 12% this year, which is interesting.
Bear will check in for Galante as Iggy gets the 2nd one.
At least I thought it was interesting.
Was it to speed up the game, I guess?
That's part of it.
Okay.
To mess with my man Russell.
Your man used to be on that team, but is he not your man no more?
I'm only with Russell.
Okay.
He's like more of a calmer demeanor.
Blocking foul on a new trapper into the ballgame. Kyle Owens out of Colorado Springs will get the foul.
Or as they say down there, the Springs.
Finston at the line. Foul calls right now 11-4 on Northwest versus Central. Brock, free throw good.
Was there something like that in the first half even, or?
It's 24-11 for the game.
So it was something like that.
13-7 in the first half. Brock's second one, no good. And a lane violation on Northwest will give Brock another one. Coach Erickson bringing
he's noted what we just brought up.
Yeah, he's bringing the foul count to the attention of the officials as Brock hits both. Central by 20 now, their biggest lead again with 7:18 left to play.
Ready for the official to turn around and see Cheaters never prospered.
Owen to Hinsey, up top to Banks. Back to Owen, underneath, through the hands of Hinsey. Turnover number 11. And it will be Central basketball with 7:08 left to play in the contest.
One thing it's kind of taking the suspense out of this ball game. And it is kind of hard to believe this is the team that knocked off Gillette, and the only team that has knocked off Gillette, whether in conference or out of conference.
Finston for 3 gives him 22. That is a new career high for Brock Finston tonight. And it's a 23-point Central lead with 6.5 left. And you're right. I mean, they came out blistering in the three-point land, and that's a 3 by Torbert that's good. They hit their first 2 and their last 2, but a lot of misses in between, and a timeout call by Northwest. At 6:25 left to play in the ballgame, it's 79-59 Central out in the lead. Remind you that the theater department presents You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. That'll start March 2nd. They'll have performances that first weekend with a matinee on Sunday. Last performance will be on March 10th. Contact the CWC box office for showtimes and tickets. Drew Switzer has checked into the ball game for Central. Switzer, the Natrona County product. My son brought this to my attention, but Natrona hit a long 3 a couple of years ago to sink the Wolverines, and that was one Drew Switzer that did that from just inside of half court.
The St. John's in back-to-back games has knocked off Duke and now Villanova tonight.
Anybody that beats Duke is my new favorite team. (79-59) Switzer up top to DC.
On top of that, Ohio State beat Purdue at Purdue by a single point.
I have no animosity towards the Boilermakers. DC in the corner for 3. Dish pans out. Torbert the rebound.
That's a team, not the beverage we're talking about.
Either one.
Outside! Outside!
Driving Torbert, fouling Colley. Torbert will go to the line. 3 personal fouls on Devon Colley. And at the line will go Remy Torbert. He's got 19. 12 each for Hinsey and Lombardi. Hinsey with 4 3-pointers in the first half has not scored here in the second half.
Only taken 1 shot, I believe, hasn't he? A 3 that went awry.
I think you are correct. I don't know that for 100% as Torbert misses the free throw.
So you got this weird sense in the end. We thought they'd be more competitive with playing out the string with about 6 minutes to go.
Torbert's second attempt is nothing but the net. 20 for Torbert, following up his 30-point performance last time they played. Finston with Hinsey in his back pocket, gives the ball to Bear. Bear to Switzer, won't pull the trigger on a 15-footer. And instead they'll pull it back out and run clock. 19-point C-Dub lead. Finston gets it handed off with 10 on the shot clock. Back to Switzer, pump fakes the 3. He'll penetrate, tries to throw it down low. DC ends up with it, pulls back for a 3 with 2 on the shot clock. It's good! Second bucket of the game by Colley. They've both been 3s. Torbert the distance. Dish it to Okongo. He'll flip it back out to Banks for 3. That's going to rattle down and go in.
I see 2 3s in a row that hit a lot of rim.
82-63. Finston out right side for three. That's no good. Okongo the rebound. Shot for three, Torbert no good, and he's going to be called for a foul. Will be Colley. That'll be 4 on Devon, and 3 shots forthcoming. And a media timeout. 3 shots coming up for Torbert again as he hit a few minutes ago.
Both teams will be willing to pass on this media timeout and just get this one done.
Yeah, 4:39 left, and a timeout on the floor is called. 9 o'clock at KCWC FM. Riverton, I'm John Gabrielson alongside Joel Kindle. I see Katie and Nate high above Wolverine Jim, Rustler Jim. And Amanda Nikoloff's new media class.
I'm curious. We always give a video of this game. I think that'd just give the video of ours, you know. Don't they get like a back and forth video just, you know?
Yeah, the extra camera that is up there.
I'm curious why they just don't use what we have, you know, get our insightful comments.
I believe that. I believe our insightful commentary could be the reason why that is not given to the.
A week later, we see our gym burnt down.
So at the line, shooting 3 is Torbert.
Boy, from this game right into the fire for CWC at Gillette. In that beautiful facility we saw last year.
Gladkey Arena. A very beautiful facility. Torbert misses the first. He'll have 2 more.
Ever seen the gym at Thunder Basin yet? I've not seen that one.
Have not. Well, it's South. It's the South gym.
It's where Gillette used to play.
No,
the college team.
Gillette College used to play. Yes, you are correct. And yes,
but
I
have not been in there.
I've been in it for a couple of different reasons. State gymnastics, of all things, one time.
How'd you do?
I got 3rd in the vault. 2nd is good by Torbert, actually, the end of the 3rd.
Darn Russian judges.
The uneven bars did me in for the all-around, unfortunately. So 82-65, 4:39 left. DC flips one up ahead to Bear. Bear gives it to Brock Vincent. Might have been an over and back. I didn't see if he got his feet in the front court or not. 15 on the shot clock, 4:20 left to play in the ball game. Central by 17. They've led by as many as 20. John Villanueva in the game. DC runs past a few people, throws it off glass, misses it. Hinsey the rebound. Quick Hitter Ticket postgame show coming up. We'll choose a Gatorade player of the game as a travel by Johnson. Will be the 12th turnover, and Brady Fullerton back into the ball game for the Rustlers. Checking in for Brock Finston. DC cross courts to Switzer. Drew, baseline Villanueva, back to Fullerton. Brady called on tonight in the absence of Henry Tanksley. Out with a flu, and J-Mo Washington out on coach's decision. Has showed up well. 9 points for Brady. Nice dish by Brady to John Villanueva, who's got 4 points.
And he's played well as well.
84-65, 19-point advantage. Jordan Banks blocked by Bear, taken away by Bear. Switzer chased by 4 trappers. Finally gets away along the river.
Trapper, but Kit Carson was there.
DC kicks it out to Fullerton. Brady guarded by Banks. Big Piney guarding Riverton grads right there. The Switzer wide open. Drew for 3 is not going to fall. Villanueva the rebound, swatted from behind by Okongo. That'll be a foul on somebody as Big John pulls down the rebound. Foul is on Okongo. That is his 4th. And we'll see a new trapper back into the ball game. Peter Smigelski. Free throw, Villanueva good. Smigelski out of Poland, by the way. 6'5" freshman wearing number 30. He's the one you asked about the uniform.
I wonder was the language problem there.
Language barrier, perhaps.
Remember Casper College used to get the volleyballers from Poland that were
very
wicked.
Knocks that ball out of there, but it's picked out of the air by Jace Johnson. 20-point Rustler lead as Ramos fouled. Actually, it's not Ramos, it's Owen fouled running down the lane. Foul is on Drew Switzer. First personal on Drew. Central by 20 with 2:58 left, and Kyle Owens, the freshman from the Springs, at the line. Free throw is good.
Interesting, they use every digit up to number 22, except for 13 on their roster.
Right up your alley.
And some teams won't issue that.
Right, you wouldn't if you had a team. As Bear gets the rebound, but a steal by Owen, and then a 3 by Banks is no good, and Villanueva pulls down a rebound. 4 trappers in the backcourt again. Bear can't get it to Villanueva as he had a 7-footer in his grill. DC is going to be fouled by Jace Johnson. DC to the line, he'll shoot a pair. Colley has 6 points. DC is 73% free throw shooter. So a couple of career highs tonight. Brock Finston setting a new career high. He's got 22. His previous career high was
close to that before.
20. That came against Colorado Northwestern and Gillette. And then Brady Fullerton had 6 twice, both against LCCC. And tonight he's got 9 against Northwest as Colley hits the first free throw. He's got 7. And Marissa Arnold on the girls' side tied her career high as DC gets both.
Outside of high school where she scored 31.
Outside of high school where she scored 31. 2.5 remaining. Central by 21, their biggest lead in the ball game. They'll head to front-running Gillette as Smigelski's shot is no good. DC will dribble his way out of the rebound, and they will reset with 2:09 left. 22 on the shot clock. Bear with it. Inside of 2 minutes left to play now. Left side, Bear. 9 on the shot clock. Drew for 3 on the way, no good. And the rebound by Jace Johnson.
I thought that might be the play they were running there.
Right. Okongo throws it off the foot of Owen. It should be Central basketball, but they will not go that way.
That's kind of like a couple of PAT attempts in the Super Bowl.
I thought, yeah, shanked off a bit.
Wake up!
Owen down to Okongo, and running down the lane, Johnson. He'll be fouled by Brady Fullerton, number 3 on Brady. And to the line for a pair, Jace Johnson. 95 seconds left to play in the contest. Central has pulled away steadily from the Trappers from a 7-point halftime lead, and lead by 21 as that free throw no good by Johnson. Johnson, by the way, 78% free throw shooter, just hasn't shot a whole lot on the season, though.
I thought it'd be a closer game rather than this pelting.
Especially the way it turned out. Yeah, the Trapper, I got it. I got the Trapper reference on the pelting. Bear, dish to Villanueva, rejected by the 7-footer. I think they swallowed the...
Not the 7-footer, but they
swallowed the whistle as a pretty good contact block. Smigelski to Okongo. He'll shoot a 10'6" jumper.
His launch point was about the same as the height of the ball.
That's why I say his 10'6" jumper, it never got higher than 10'6" off the ground.
It's odd because it must be using those 6-inch basketballs to make that work.
Lasered that one in there. 10'8" jumper, maybe? 50 seconds remaining. Central by 19. Drew caught kind of out of place, turns it over as he tried to throw it back in. Banks in traffic, guns it to the almost to the bench. Got Fullerton in the air, and then the rebound by Colley.
The shooter kind of looked to see where did Fullerton go after he...
Well, Brady jumps deceivingly well. As he'll be in traffic, he'll give it to DC. Shot clock, game clock, 4 seconds apart with 20 seconds left to play. Central with a 19-point, hard-fought home win here tonight to advance to 6-3 on the season. Brady for 4 threes. Nope, not going to shoot it. Into the paint. Villanueva, left hand good. Big John with 7. His career high, by the way, is 11. 7 seconds left to play. That 11, by the way, coming against the Impact Academy. And that 3 is an air ball, and that's the ball game. Final score here tonight, Central 89-68. Their biggest lead, their last lead of the ball game at 21 points. Central victorious, the big win, 89-68. As they take care of business, they are now 18-7 on the year, 6-3 in Region 9 play, while Northwest now sub 500. They'll fall to 12-13, 3-6 in conference play for the Northwest Trappers. Final count in the ballgame, Central wins at 89-68. Click it or ticket postgame show will be coming your way next. You've been listening and watching to Rustler Basketball on 88.1.
Are you a new CWC student with nothing to do? Well, come check out the information fair at Rustlers Central, Tuesday, February 6th at 3 to 5 p.m. Come look at all of the clubs and maybe consider joining one. All clubs will be doing a carnival theme for all children. So bring your kids and enjoy the fun. Tuesday, February 6th, 3 to 5 p.m. at Rustlers Central.
Did you just look down at your phone? You did it again, didn't you? You know, you're flying down the road in a 3-ton hunk of steel, and a text takes your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's long enough to travel the length of a football field and cause some serious damage. Turn it off. Trust me,